So we begin.
Got your microphone set up?
It is, yeah.
Good.
Could you do me a favor? You get the chance. I'm going to probably play something just to make sure that the audio is functioning correctly, because we always seem to have a problem with audio. Like, either they can't hear what they're saying, or they can't hear what I'm saying. Yeah, so what I may do is I may play something just to make sure that that's working. But it looks like we are live now. Hello, everybody. Hello. Can I get a hello from everybody in chat? And oh my gosh, we've only just started, and we've got about... Oh wait, it just dropped from 57 to 39. Wow, I just made everyone leave. I was looking at my screen. And we were okay. Now it's going back up. It's now 58. That's pretty awesome. Oh man, hey guys, how we doing? We got a lot of people on. Awesome. Okay, so what I'm gonna do real quick to make sure that, because the same thing happens every single time, guys. Every single time, what happens is we watch the reaction, we watch the video. But then there's always an audio issue. There's always something wrong with the audio. So what we're going to do is I'm going to play a brief video, and we're going to test the audio. Y'all are going to hear the video and me, and we're going to see if you can hear everything fine. So I'm going to open up another video. Let's go with the new video that y'all are all telling me about. The lore so far. I have watched this, and I'll talk about it in a second, but let's make sure that y'all can hear me. So I'm going to play the video. And y'all tell me, can y'all hear what they're saying and what I'm saying? Alright, just make sure that y'all can hear this and that y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear everything I'm saying and hear the thing in the background? Make sure that y'all can hear everything. Because I want to make sure that this is hearable and I'm hearable.
Emperor Gaole and his
Yep, we're good.
Alright, awesome. According to what I'm seeing, it looks like we're good. Okay, so yeah, okay, I'm a little loud. Okay, I will turn down my audio just a little bit. Let's try that. Okay, we'll work with that. Okay, so awesome. The audio for the video needs to be turned up. Okay, all right, we can do that. I'll put it on maximum. Put this a little lower. All right, that should do it. Howdy, Raven. Been watching for about a month now, and I just want to say that your For Honor Legends videos have made me think of one of my own. Awesome. That's cool to hear. Barely hearing the vid. Okay. We'll see if we can. I've just turned it up to maximum, so I can't do anything else from it from my end. But I will try to keep my voice as low as possible. Your voice is towering over. Okay, then maybe what I need to do is drop it down to -11 decibels. All right. Y'all can still hear me right now? Y'all can hear me? Lark, we're going to test it again. Vithari, hey Raven, how goes it, my guy? I hope you and Lark are doing well. We're doing great, Vithari, thank you. All right, we're going to play it again. Lark, make sure you can hear it.
After waging a civil war in their own homeland,
Make sure that you can hear it.
they would
compared to my
finally
voice.
set their sights on our lands.
I'm going to make sure that y'all can hear it compared to
When
my own voice.
rumors of a
I don't want my
new
voice to tower over
cataclysm
anything.
began to spread.
Yeah, I can hear the video.
All wished
can you
to
hear me
be
too?
victorious
Yeah,
in the war.
Okay,
as
good.
quickly
Then that means we're good. I'm going to assume we're good. All right. All right. So yes, we got the audio set up. Perfect. Awesome. Y'all can hear me and you can hear the video. That's what I want. Maybe turn your volume up the slightest bit. All right, just the slightest bit. We'll go up to -10.2. That might be enough. And if we need to adjust it, we'll adjust it as is needed. Hey Raven, I've been watching your videos recently, and I'm really wanting to write a legend for my Peacekeeper. Awesome, go for it. I say Astria telling us the lore makes it even more interesting. It does. Okay, so let me go ahead and talk about this. I watched this video. I watched this thing, and it was so cool. I actually really loved watching it, but it also made me kind of sad. It made me kind of sad because I was watching it and I was saying, "Oh man, they beat me. They beat me to it." And it's true, they did. They did beat me to it. Because I was like, oh, when does the stream start? It starts at 11:50, but I always start early so that I can talk to the fans and let people join in and y'all can talk to me. But yeah, about this lore recap, they did everything really well. The art was cool. Getting Astria to be the one to tell the story was cool. It was really interesting to hear it all from her perspective. It's really awesome. I really like that. The problem, I had two problems. Only two problems. Well, actually, no, three. I'll say three. Three problems. The first is I feel bad because I really wanted to do this. What I was planning to do was after the new hero comes out this coming season, I was going to do a full lore recap and just start from the very beginning of Heathmoor all the way up to this new hero coming out, and I was going to share the full story of the lore. Now they've beaten me to it, so I'm kind of like, aw. And there's no way I'm going to be able to top this. I can't make art like this, and I can't hire a professional voice actor to tell the story, so I'm a little bummed about that. Two, there was a scene at 6:17 in the video where... Let's get back. There it is. I looked at that and I said, oh my gosh, it's Ruth! They added Ruth! Because if y'all don't know, Ruth is my own Warden OC character. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's Ruth! They added Ruth! It's the same pauldrons, the sword looks similar, it's Ruth! It's not Ruth, everyone's telling me, no, it's Gabrielle. And I'm like, oh. Well, now I'm sad. I'm just so sad. I wanted that to be Ruth. I'm like, because guys, I only know like 2 or 3, maybe 4 For Honor YouTube channels who do lore content, and I'm one of the few that adds my own. I was kind of hoping For Honor might say, hey, a little nod to Ruth there.
Raven, I'm going to be real with you. Consider who's telling the story.
Yeah.
Astria's telling the story. Of course she's going to be ruthless.
Well, very true. Astria's going to be ruthless. But they didn't add my baby, Jaguar Warrior. They didn't add my baby. I wanted them to, but it's not. It's Gabrielle. So I was kind of like, I wanted it to be Ruth. If they just added a little more, that could have been Ruth. The other thing that I thought was interesting was, at this point, they show this really nice scene of all the characters having fun, having a good time. They even show Conqueror back there doing the Ra. They show this Orochi and possibly his wife, seeing each other after all this time. It's really cute. But here I am sitting going, you have all these characters coming together for the first time after a long time, hugging, making friends, and you don't have Nobushi and Warden together? Shameful. Absolutely shameful. That is so disappointing. You cannot do that. You must have Warden and Nobushi. That is a law. That is a law. Unless they're saving it for later. That could be what they're doing. I don't know, but one can dream. Yeah, like that Viper Raven's dreams crushed. Okay, let me know if I'm wrong, but doesn't Daubeny save Holden from Astria at some point? Okay, funny thing about that, what and how. Let me talk about that for just a second. There's a point in the video where that's almost mentioned. Listen to this part.
Worth. These sheep held a banquet hosted by the greatest coward in history. Hervis Daubeny. Another despicable betrayer.
Listen to how angry she is when she talks about Daubeny. I find that interesting because she shouldn't have any connection to Daubeny. She shouldn't, because Astria came along well after Apollyon, so she shouldn't have any ties to Daubeny. She shouldn't know much about him other than who he used to be. But in my version, in the story that I told about Daubeny, I took some liberties. I said that Daubeny took his forces and saved Griffin from Astria during the Battle of the Eclipse. Now, that is not anywhere in the wiki. I made that. That was my interpretation. That was my creation. I designed that. It is in no way connected to the original lore. But listen to how angry Astria is when talking about Daubeny. I'm like, she's a little angry about a person she's had no contact with. Is it possible that maybe he did something? Maybe he came in and did something that maybe I recommended? Maybe? Maybe? Could be? Just saying. Anyway, hey Raven just joined in. What happening? Hey Vincey Wincy Spider. We are talking about this lore video that For Honor just released while we're waiting on the stream to start. Also, if Daubeny is such a coward, how he's a warden? Oh, he's a coward, but he's a cool coward. Raven, you gotta sue them. They stole your lore. No, here's the thing. I'd rather them mention my lore. I'd rather them mention the things that I've added. Because it shows that they watch my videos and they enjoy my videos. If that warden that I pointed to earlier was Ruth, I would have jumped up and down squealing like a little girl. Because I would have been like, yes! Yes, you added my baby! You added my baby! Oh my gosh. I was so I was so excited, but then everyone kept pointing out, no, it's not Ruth. It's Gabrielle. It's not Ruth. And I'm like, oh, but she looks like Ruth. She has the same shoulder pull drawn. She has the same sword. I was like, come on. So I was like, that's gotta be Ruth, right? But, it's whatever, I guess. Whatever. Anyway. Didn't Astria take Dominique captive? I don't remember that. Hey Raven, I so can't wait until the new season. I have seen designs of the new hero. Looks like Assassin's Creed Origins a bit. Yeah, but keep in mind, Pirate looked a lot like Assassin's Creed Rogue, so I'm not going to trust that. And yes, Force Steel Break this season is going to have the new hero. They're probably going to release the new hero halfway through the season, like they've done before. Hey Raven, have you seen any hints on what the next hero will be? Yes, I've seen a lot of hints. Let's talk about those hints. Let's talk about those. Okay, so the hints as to what the new hero will be, I have seen them talk about Medjay. I've heard them mention the word Medjay a lot. And I've also seen some images of Egyptian-style weaponry, so it looks like we'll be getting a Medjay hero. Let me explain my issues with a Medjay hero. Okay, now here's the thing. I'm not against it. I want to make that very clear. The Medjay, for those who do not know, were essentially the equivalent of the ancient Egyptian National Guard. They were essentially a police or protective force. And they're pretty cool, no question. But here's the thing. The Medjay only existed during the Bronze Age. Whereas the Vikings at least appear at least as early as the Iron Age. Which means that even in terms of the most primitive faction, if we were to look at all the factions in For Honor right now and say which one is the most primitive, which one is the most low tier in terms of weaponry and technology, it would be the Vikings. But even the Medjay are lower tier than that. Even the Medjay would have Bronze Age armor and weaponry. So I'm not expecting a lot from them. When people often say, didn't the samurai have wooden armor? No, they did not. When the Japanese people had wooden armor, that would have been about the same time as the Medjay. I don't know what they're going to do, but the fact is, when I talk about historical accuracy, when I talk about what these heroes will mean to each other historically, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say, look, if you take a Medjay and you put them into a brawl with all the other heroes in For Honor, I'm going to be frank, guys. Medjay ain't coming out on top. They might not even get in a kill unless they run into a shaman or a shinobi. I'm not talking history, not game-wise. I'm just talking about historical accuracy. So, hard to say. But I hope that it... Viper and Stephen Main asking, what is a Medjay? As I said before, a Medjay was essentially the equivalent of ancient Egyptian National Guard, an ancient Egyptian Special Forces warrior. They existed during the Bronze Age. So, I don't think that they're going to be as badass as we think they are. Now, people are talking about, oh, well, in Assassin's Creed Origins, we saw Medjay. They took lots of liberties in Assassin's Creed Origins, okay? A lot of the things they said and added in Assassin's Creed Origins are not historically accurate.
Liberties in Assassin's Creed? Surely, you jest.
I know, Lark, right? It's crazy. An Egyptian lawbringer. Actually, that's a good way to look at them. That is a good way to look at them. A Khopesh is the... Or a Kosef is the Egyptian weapon you hear about. I've heard that it'll be a Khopesh. I've heard that. They should add a Prince of Egypt event again. Oh, you mean a Prince of Persia? I was like, Prince of Egypt? Why would they add a Prince of Egypt event?
Shaolin gonna go out and start parting the waves?
Shaolin, let my people go, all said the Lord. I still need to finish that series, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
Anyway, I feel like, James Price says, I feel like Astria is a hypocrite. She preaches about war, but she uses Draconite to kill her enemies. Well, yeah. And here's the thing. Actually, this trailer, guys, if y'all watch my Astria versus Apollyon video, you actually see that they actually show that I was right. Because my theory was, listen to this, guys, this is true. I argued that Apollyon would not like Astria. Because even though Astria claims to want war, she's trying to form a tyranny. She's trying to form a collective, like some kind of position where they're in power. But for Apollyon, it wasn't about taking power. It wasn't about leading the people. It was about releasing the wolves so that they'd fight each other. Some people tried to argue, no, man, you don't understand. Astria's a genius. What she's doing is she wanted the rebellion to happen. She wanted rebels and Chimera to show up so that the new war would start. But at one point in this video, that's not what happens. Listen to this.
Including powerful sights. With these, the rebels were able to push us out and claim some land once again. It was a dark time for our order.
Yeah, listen to that. It was a dark time for our order. In other words, our order was suffering because these rebels showed up. So quite literally, she's saying that, hey, you know what? We wanted to take power. We wanted to rule. We wanted to control the people. We wanted things to go our way. When the rebels showed up, and then when Chimera showed up, it ruined things. It messed things up for us. And I'm like, yeah, that proves my point. Astria just wanted power. She wanted control. She wanted people to live under her law. She didn't necessarily want to rekindle a war. It wasn't her goal to create a rebellion or to create Chimera. It was her goal to rule and create a world government of her own design. Whereas Chimera and the rebels fought back against that. So quite literally, I was right. Do. Clap. All right. Whew. If Nintendo allowed it, which they won't, Zelda crossover event for Honor? I mean, if they can make it work. Astria wants power, Apollyon was sending a message. Correct, becoming a cookie. Correct.
How does one become a cookie?
You have to try very hard. Okay, so let's hop on over to this. We got about 15 minutes until they start up. So, guys, I can't tell you how excited I am. This is going to be really cool. I'm really interested to see what they say. I would love a Zulu Warriors and African Jadowski.
I'd like a Zonde Warrior.
I'd like a Zonde. That'd be cool. I'm still wanting a Rajput, though. Rajput here would be straight up there.
That's still top of the list for me.
Actually, Raven, who do you think the hero will be in Season 4, if you had to guess? I have no way of knowing. I don't have any hints or anything. If I had, I can tell you what I'd like. I'd like a Rajput hero. But I don't have any hints to help me. If she wanted war, she wouldn't use land-destroying crystals. She could. You could use the Draconite to deprive the other factions of resources, a lot like what Apollyon did, and then talk about how that worked. Actually, one thing that they didn't do in the lore recap is they didn't talk about how Apollyon started up the war again. They just mentioned that she did. So if I do a recap, and y'all let me know in the chat. Let me know in chat, guys. Would y'all like me to do my own For Honor lore recap? Not like what Ubisoft did. They did fine. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dissing them. They did a really cool job. I liked it. But would y'all like to see me do it? Because what Lark was saying I should do is maybe do it in a series. Like, break down the different eras of For Honor. Talk about how it started, like where it began. Talk about the Cataclysm. Talk about the battle and conflict between the three factions. Talk about how they tried to go for peace and Apollyon changed that. Talk about how Apollyon turned that around. Talk about how the factions restarted a war after Apollyon's death. Talk about the arrival of the Wu-Len. Talk about how they engage in the war. Talk about how there's a sign of a new cataclysm, so they turn to the Harbingers. And then after the Harbingers, they try to go for a truce, but then the truce is ended by Horcrux. All that kind of stuff. I would be glad to do that. I just wasn't sure if I should because I didn't know Ubisoft would actually make a lore recap video. So I'm kind of like, should I now? Because they kind of beat me to it. We'll see. Raven Knight, since we have a bit to wait, if you could give all heroes an animal, symbol, crest, something used to describe them, what would it be? I would need time to think about that. I would really need time to think about it, because that's hard. That is really hard. I mean, obviously, the Warmongers would get a wolf, I feel like. Shaman would get a Wolverine. I mean, I don't even know. I'd have to think.
Scary.
I like Corey Strews over here, Nunchuck Hero. Somewhere Shadversity is...
All the way over in Australia, Shad just rises out of bed, eyes glowing.
Maul, yeah, I was wrong, but it doesn't disprove that Astra isn't upset that the alliance happened. She sees the Chimera Alliance as tools to keep her order strong. You're right, Maul, she does, but I was still right that she didn't intend it. Booyah. Still love you, Mal, though. Still love you. My friend asked me if it's possible for Krabi Krabong to come in For Honor, and I was told him it's not 0%, but it's really slim. Yeah, it would be pretty slim, because in order for a Krabi Krabong to come in, we'd need TIE Warriors. So, we'll see. Let's see. Berserker's got a bear, maybe. Gladiator's a lion. I might have given that to Lawbringer, actually. Conqueror is a turtle. No, that's Warlord. Unlike others, I like... wait, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, it was retracted. Warden gets an eagle. Okay. Hey, Raven. Assuming we only get one Indian hero, what weapon would you like them to have? When you say Indian, do you mean Native American Indian, or do you mean India Indian?
I think they mean India.
India Indian? I don't know.
I'd kind of like to see, like, the Kanda.
Yeah, I suppose a Kanda. Or maybe, the Ara Coiled Sword.
The Oracles, I can see them being more used as a feat.
No, the Qatar Punch Daggers. Make them an assassin, make them use the Qatar Punch Daggers. That would be a great assassin tool.
Particularly if you have, like, the one that sort of, like, folds out into 3.
How did the other factions overlook Astria building an army big enough to almost conquer all of Heathmore? I don't know.
We can come up with a lore explanation.
Well, actually, here's my explanation for it. I'll do my best to give an explanation. I think what happened was Astria rallied the former remnants of the Blackstone Legion, but tried to keep them kind of low-key, not let people know that they existed. Then what she did was she sent out her warmongers to different corners of Heathmore to plant Draconite weapons, like Draconite explosives. And then, on her command, they activated them all at once, sending a plague of Draconite through all of Heathmore, hitting all their major cities and places of commerce, so that they would be weakened. People desperate for resources and desperate to survive would run to Horkos for help, and Horkos would either kill them if they were too weak or let them join, thus growing Horkos while they were making their blow against all of Heathmore. That's my theory. Anyway, Prince of Persia hero? I guess. Qatar is a super great weapon for an assassin. That is an excellent weapon choice. Yeah, totally. That'd be awesome. Let's see.
Also, I really like them to have, like, the chakrams that you can throw.
The chakram, yeah.
That'd be, like, a good feat.
Yeah. Do you think heroes that use ranged combat could fit into For Honor? Not well, no.
I mean, we got the pirate, and we've already got people upset about that.
Yeah, I don't think they would work very well.
Not in the way we might want them to.
Do you think that an Egyptian hero with a Khopesh would fit well into For Honor? Yes, I actually...
That's what's next.
It looks like that could be what's next, but I don't know. I don't want to make any brash decisions or announcements without knowing more. Have you heard the theory that Astra is Mercy from the campaign? I don't believe that for a second, because Mercy definitely didn't seem to agree with everything Apollyon did. So I don't think it's Mercy. Mercy comes off as more of a sociopath, more of someone who just doesn't feel anything, rather than someone who feels passionate about what Apollyon was doing.
Did we see Mercy with the Warden in the third act?
Yes, I think we did. I will be angry if the Egyptian hero doesn't have an Anubis or Sobek headgear. Well, we'll see. Real talk, how you feeling, Raven? How's work? Oh, thanks, Raijin, for asking. I'm feeling better. I'm getting over my sickness. Still kind of got head congestion, so don't be surprised if you hear me blow my nose or something during the stream. I'll try not to, but I may have to. And as for work, it's just work. I'm just trying to get through it, trying to, make it out of there. I'll be done with Longhorns for the most part in July, so then I will have more time to focus on videos, at least until my other job starts up. Let's see. Are we getting new heroes in Season 2? Yes, we are getting a new hero in Season 2, but it'll be halfway through the season. What's good, Ja-Crispy? What new backstop for a hero would you work on next? Do you mean one of my Legends videos? I don't know. I think I'm going to be doing Takayama Shiro next, my Orochi. I hope you feel better, Raven. Thank you, Regulator. Do you have high hopes for this Warriors dinner? No. I don't know if it's high hopes. I just feel excited. I thought Gabrielle was Astria in disguise at first, but that theory was quickly disproven. Ha! People are already sick of pirates. Yeah, they are. Hi, I just found you yesterday, and I fell in love with your videos. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Jack the Ripper.
Wait.
I know.
Hold up.
Oof, just realized I won't be able to see the live stream. Got to go to work. Oh, man, that sucks. I know that
Do you
feeling.
have to go to work?
Let's see. After year 6, we need a new Viking hero. Yeah, I think after this year, we might get a new Viking, or maybe a new Wulin for once. Hey, Raven, can you do a Popeye laugh? Well, blow me down. I do a decent Popeye impression. Decent. Hey, Lark, what's up? Sophia Moots asks, what's up, Lark?
Let's see. Currently, I got a spackled ceiling and some ventilation.
Shut up, Lark.
Okay.
Any thoughts about the possibility of a Spartan hoplite, or would it be too similar to Valk? I think it would be too similar to Valk. I wouldn't mind a Spartan hero, but this is something that I always say. This is something that I always say when I talk about new heroes. If you're going to add a new hero, great, but the question is, what kind of weapon would they use, and how would it be different from a weapon that already exists? For example, if you added a Spartan hero, what would you give them? Well, probably a shield and spear, right? Yeah, but Valkyrie has that. How would you make them different? How would you make their moveset different? How would you make their executions different? I think that's the big question. Do you think this will be a return of Season 2, Year 4 Battle Pass, since last season was Season 1 weapons done better? Maybe. I don't know. Pirate should have been a Wulin, and they should have introduced the Outlanders in this year. Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you so much. Pirate should have been the new Wulin. Then Wulin could finally have a new character. Raven, what do you think of Greek hero, whatever it's Spartan or Alexander the Great's army soldier? They're cool.
That would be hard to do.
Yeah.
Phalangetes spears are ridiculously long.
Backstab. Oh, I found you recently, like 2 weeks ago. You completely changed my hatred for Honor to more interest in story making. I love it, and keep in going, my man. Thank you, Mr. Moon. I really appreciate that. So let me just say this about that. I want to comment on something Mr. Moon just said. He said that I changed my hatred of For Honor to a care for story making. Here's the thing about For Honor that I love so much, guys. It's not just a game that I enjoy playing. It's an opportunity to create new things. It is an opportunity to create new stories, new lore, to analyze history, to analyze cultures, to analyze fighting combat styles. There's more to this game than just the gameplay. I think that people really underestimate what this game can provide. It's so unique. It's the only game of its kind. Recently, me and Lark got into kind of a spat with this commenter on one of my videos, who basically was trying to say there's nothing good about this game. He hates this game. He hates everything about it. He's not going to encourage anyone to play it, and he is mad at me for not making content where I call out Ubisoft and all the bad things that they've done to the game. And here's the thing. I don't deny that there are some bad decisions made towards this game. I don't deny that this game has problems. That's a definite. There are definitely issues, and we can work through them. But the problem is, I don't really see them as big turnoffs to the game. And what pleases me is I'm starting to open up other people to see that too. There are lots of y'all out there who have come to my channel and said, hey, Raven, thanks for making this content, because it's made me see For Honor in a different light. And that means the world to me, genuinely, because I really feel like if you care about For Honor as a fighting game, you're going to find problems with it. If you care about For Honor in only a lore sense, you're going to find problems with it. But I think if you take all of that together and really appreciate what it's given, there's a lot to really love about For Honor too. There's a lot to find passion in. And people who find that this game, okay, maybe I don't like the way it plays in a competitive fighting game style, I can find ideas behind it that can help me create stories, help me create lore, help me create characters, help me appreciate history. People were telling me that they love my Heroes in History series because they never would have thought of these heroes as historical warriors. I'm glad y'all see it a bit differently. I'm glad that I could bring that to you. I love making this stuff. So, anyway, that's my thought on that. Thanks for the reply back, Raven. Keep up the great work in the history of different warriors and lores, too. Thank you, AA. Hey, Raven Knight, what's your opinion on a Peta Gauntlet Sword hero? It'd be cool, but I don't see how you'd use it that much differently than Scent. Let's see. I hope the Egyptian thing doesn't overstay. If Kratos from God of War was a For Honor hero, what would his feats be? I don't even know. A Viking with brass knuckles? That'd be interesting. How dare you be positive and passionate about something I hate? Exactly. Let's see. I'm very disappointed that most of the community found out there's been lore ever since. Yeah, people watched that lore video and went, there's lore? Guys, I get so many comments from people saying, this guy literally making content about lore in For Honor? What lore? And here's For Honor saying, actually, there's this lore. Boy! To be honest, I like For Honor because of its unique gameplay. Hey, that's awesome. Raven, I've been trying to ask, what would you think of a hero that uses a Polish saber, something like a Cossack or a winged hussar? I think that'd be fine. And I want to say this again. I want to say this. If you ask me, hey Raven, what do you think of this blank hero concept? I'm going to tell you the same thing every time. If they can make it work, and by make it work, I mean make it a unique weapon, unique armor styles, unique personality, and not make it just a retread of other heroes, great. But if it's just a retread of other heroes, not going to be good. That's all I can say about that. Hey Raven, love the Heroes in History content. Keep it up. Can we get a peek on who the next one is going to be? Actually, Christian Mum Power, the next one is going to be Warlord, because I only have one more left. Guys, I'm almost done with Heroes in History. I've done every hero except for one. Warlord is the last one I need to do. And, of course, whoever the new hero is that comes out later this season. So I'm down to my last, technically, 2 heroes to do. It's scary. Anyway. Hey Raven, do you have a favorite theme song from the past seasons? Like, for example, did you like Vortigers? I loved Vortigers' music, and I love Yorm's chanting. I also love the music from this season. The music from this season is really good. Hey Raven, if possible, do you think that a hero that punishes or parries or guard, what do you think it would be? Punishes on parries or guard? I don't know. Maybe the Kopesh hero will do that. Who knows? Hey Raven, would a samurai using a shield work? I was just thinking since shield were used in old Japan. I don't think it would really work very well. I mean, even if you implemented it, how would they use it differently than everyone else, I think is my question. Anyway, honestly, a winged hussar with just an extra long spear as a weapon, I would love to see that. Hey, here's hoping. New skin this season or only new hero? We will get a new skin. They've announced a new skin will come out next week. Woo! I'm excited. I really hope this hero is Persian. That's all I have to say. Okay. Hey, Raven, what's your opinion on Warden? I feel like they need a little bit of help. Just something. Maybe give them an undodgeable, or maybe make it so that they're not just relying on shield bashes, but who knows. Maybe after you finish Heroes in History, you can make Legends in History, and you could talk about real historical figures. That'd be cool, but the reason I do Heroes in History was to tie in the For Honor warriors to historical figures, so, we'll see. My birthday is tomorrow, so I'm so glad I'm here watching your videos. You have helped me through a lot of stuff, like mental and emotional, but I hope you are feeling better. Thank you, Xavier Plier XM. I appreciate that. James Price says, Hashashin hero for Honor. Oh, you mean Peacekeeper? I would love an African warrior with a shield and spike staff fused together like Black Panthers. That'd be kind of cool. Raven, would a double-side blade actually... Do you think a double-side blade was actually good in medieval time? I don't think it existed in medieval time, but we'll see. Raven, quick question. I see movies where true protagonist uses just a big Roman shield with spikes, but did that actually exist? I would need to see the shield itself, because I'm not sure I know what you're talking about. I don't want to say yes or no without seeing it. Hey Raven, when you finish Warlord's video, will you make a series where you make D&D heroes from your For Honor characters? Maybe. Warden Shield Bash. What? No, I said Warden Shoulder Bash. Yo, Raven, look at how many people are watching. How many people? 357! Dude, if we get... I think my record is 400. If we beat 400, guys, if we can get 400 people watching, I will be so happy. That is so... Anyway, it looks like it's about to start, guys. I am so pumped. I'm so glad to have so many people here. This is so fun. Hey, Raven, I just watched your Raider Heroes in History super good analysis. I enjoyed it a lot as a Scandinavian. Bro, that's awesome. That is so awesome. All right. I would like to say thank you for bringing me into the For Honor lore. Oh, you're welcome, Maroon Oryx. Maroon Oryx? Okay, I got it right. Let's go. Raven, I also have a question that I wanted to ask you for a long time. So is Astria the better version of Apollyon? No, Apollyon is the better version of Astria. There is no warmonger who's better. Just ask Maul. Maul is our residential warmonger expert, and even he will tell you that you don't beat Apollyon. Oh, here we go. Here we go. What's this? Oh, wait. Look at this. Curse of the Scarab? Yeah, definitely Egyptian. We're definitely going Egyptian. And the hands are black skin, so I guess the default skin color for the new hero is going to be black. Well, looks like we're finally going to get our first African hero, guys. Well, let's get rid of this. With that. All right. So happy that you're growing as a channel. I've been here since the first Heroes of History video. It's only been getting better. I watch all your VODs. I should thank you for the good video. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. All right. Well, it looks like we are going to be getting an Egyptian hero. It looks like that Egyptian hero will probably be Nubian in origin. Oh my gosh! Look at this weapon. Look at this weapon right here. Look at this weapon. Y'all seeing this? No, that's not a Shaolin spade. That's an Egyptian cane scythe.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
I think you're right.
That's an Egyptian cane
I
scythe.
guess they are going more Egyptian law.
That is Egyptian law. That is an Egyptian lawbringer look right there. That's an Egyptian cane scythe. Yo! Is that the new hero? That looks sick.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah,
Yo! Can you lower the song, please? Okay. I'll lower the song until we actually get into the video. Just turn my mic up a little bit.
First, your mic was too high.
Now it's too loud. Okay, can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? My mic better? You want to check? Guys, if you look at this weapon right here, that is an Egyptian cane scythe. That is going to be very interesting. For those who don't know, let me pull it up. Alright, let me see if I can't find it.
Yes, a pitchfork. That's exactly what we
Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted. Huh.
Try typing Egyptian pole on.
Egyptian pole on. Let's try that.
There.
There it is, there it is. Right there. That's what it is. The Crescent Axe, that's what it's called. That's what they call it in lore games. It's a Crescent Axe. But yeah, it looks like that's going to be the new weapon. It is a Bronze Age style weapon, so this could be very interesting. So, and can you hear me okay? Could you hear me okay?
We could.
And could you hear the music?
Yeah, we can still hear the music.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's all good. Oh, and it looks like you got a super chat.
I got a super chat of $9.99. Let me see who said that.
I think they just dropped the funds.
No, I want to go up and see. I didn't.
Can you just click on it and see what it
Yeah, let's do that. Okay. No, I didn't. Just Darth Maul sent me $9.99. Thank you very much.
Hey, we're getting money from Sith Lords now.
Appreciate the money drop. All right, so here we go. This is gonna be so cool. Like, that is such a cool looking weapon, and it is so different than what I was expecting. Wait a second. What if this is gonna be the new Raider skin right here? Maybe we're getting a Raider skin? I'm very curious. Raven, I love how educated you are with history stuff. Me, I'm just dumb as... Nah, man, I'm just a nerd. I just spend all my time researching shit. I love history. I love culture. I love military history. These are things that I love. Heavy from TF2, BGN2. Thank you. We are past 400 now. We just crossed... Did we really cross 400?
We are...
Yes! We are...
470.
Boy! Oh, guys, you make this Raven so happy. You make this Raven so happy. I hope they release the hero at the start of the season. I'm too hyped to wait half a season. Sorry, I don't think they will. Raven, do you think they'll add a Kopesh here in season 4, year 6? I doubt it. I think this is going to be our Egyptian. Raven, Huskarl armor, please. I would like that. All right, guys, 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left. He's got clout now. Let's see if we can reach 500. Yeah, let's go 500, people. Let's break 500. I think that's a Raider skin on the left. I hope so. That'd be a cool Raider skin. What if the Raider skin is Goodmunder? $20 from Lone Wolf. Record hype. Thank you for the $20, Lone Wolf. Really appreciate the super chat. Glad the hero isn't instant. Gives me time to grind and earn for it. There you go. You sound like Rob from Freak Culture Explained YouTube. I don't know who that is, so I'll take your word for it. I hope that's a good thing. I will bring my friends into this. What will the name of the new hero be? Scarab or Pharaoh? Probably Medjay. I'm gonna guess it's just gonna be Medjay.
Scarab would be cool.
That would be a good name, though. Yeah, I was about to ask, have you watched Moon Knight? Nope! Have no interest. Goodmunder is a warlord. Yeah, he is, but, I mean, I don't think it'd be a bad thing. I mean, technically, Griffin was a lawbringer once.
We all make this.
There's the hero on the right. Yeah, I was just saying that. That looks like the new Egyptian hero right here. It looks like they're going to be an African Medjay. The Medjay, well, that kind of makes sense, because the Medjay, before they became the National Guard of Egypt, were Nubian. So it's very possible that they're going with the Nubian Medjay. But if they do the Nubian,
well, the thing is, if we're talking about like the dynasty, it's very highly possible that there were Nubians and native Egyptians in the Medjay, so it could go either way, honestly.
Yeah, it really could. Hey Raven, hear me out here. Ubisoft said that they want to make a new mechanic for each hero this year. Yes, I'm very curious as to what they'll do. A little worried too. Bayek cosplay. Another $5 from the Phantom. What if this hero's mechanic is that he can change the weapon he uses?
That might be a little rough.
That might be rough. That might be a little hard to really adjust to, but who knows? So how is the new hero's name? Moon Knight, Bayek, or Horus? If it's Horus, then his last name would be Lupercal. Hey Raven, have you watched the movie The Scorpion King? I have, but it's been a long time. Anyone else for a weapon switch feat between sword and spear for the Spartan hero, Raven? I mean, that'd be kind of cool. What Egyptian spirit animal are you? What I mean is by, like, gods. I don't even know. Infinite 50-50 change. No, please, God, I'm done with those. Alright, guys, the stream starts in a minute. The stream starts in a minute. So I will be very distracted from chat. So don't be surprised if I don't respond to chat messages. And if y'all have any trouble hearing me or what they say, let me know. Lark, could you mind checking that? Making sure that once they start speaking.
We can still hear both things.
Okay, but I'm saying when they start talking.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying as of now.
As of now, everything's good. Think we're getting an Egyptian hero?
Well,
I would hope so. Raven, what does the wolf mask Egyptians wear? I don't know. I need to look into that more. Yo, you a 40k fan? Dude, I'm totally a 40k fan. Alright, guys. 30 seconds. Alright, guys, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to send it to full screen, so I will no longer be able to see chat. Alright? Alright. Lark, could you do me the kindest favor and keep an eye on chat for me for just a minute?
Sure.
Just to make sure that all can be heard and all is good. I hate to ask you to moderate again, but... Alright, 5 seconds, boys and girls, if I have any girls in my audience.
You have a Roman goddess asking who you main.
I main them all. Alright, here we go. Here we go, folks. Yeah! Yeah, get that opening in. I don't know why I like this opening. Just kind of showing all the heroes doing their thing.
And of course Nibbles.
And of course Nibbles. Can't forget Nibbles. Alright, alright. Oh yeah. Very Egyptian.
From home.
From home. When are they going to go back to the main building? Come on, guys.
Oh, it's that lockdown.
Yeah, COVID's over. Come on.
Hello, Warriors, and welcome.
Okay, can you hear everything okay?
To the Warriors Den. We have got a lot to talk about today, but first off, Year 6, Season 2, Curse of the Scarab, starting on June 16th. Chat's got to be going crazy right now.
I'm going crazy internally. I gotta be professional right now. We're doing a show, so I gotta.
Yeah, we can hear him.
Okay, good.
Composure, but. Whew.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome. I'm
all right, here we go.
So ready for it.
Start talking,
before
boys.
We get into all of the details. We've got some things dropping on
Josh
Twitch.
Sharp looks like he
Josh,
needs some
you wanna
sleep.
Tell us what the Twitch is dropping.
Brian Dixon, though, he looks happy. He looks excited.
Is dropping or
delay
we're
for
dropping
Josh.
via Twitch.
Maybe.
But make sure that your Ubisoft and your Twitch accounts are linked before all drops are dropped. So this is what you can be expecting today. So for every 30 minutes of accumulated viewing time, you will receive one scavenger card.
Raider Hero Skin, Bullthorn the Cursed. Ooh. Actually, wait a second. Look at that. Look at what's behind that. That looks like an Egyptian palace. Are we getting a new map? Are we getting a new freaking map? I don't care. If it's Egyptian, let it be. I don't care. Just give us a new map.
The cursed.
Let us fight with the pharaohs of old.
And it unlocks June 16th. Come on, man. We got...
I saw the key art. I was just like, that's a beefy boy. Like, that's actually...
New Raider skin. So it's a new Raider skin. Bullthorn, the Curse. Okay, that's obviously a male. So it's going to be a male skin.
All right, we got a lot of
Sexy
details coming
stuff,
up for you
Ken.
today on Year 6, Season 2. But first, we're really excited to announce that we've been working really hard on a Year 1 to Year 5 lore video with Era DeLupi, who those of you in the lore community may know.
Oh, Era DeLupi helped make that video. That explains the art. That does explain the art.
Who you hopefully have seen as well. They do a lot of For Honor fan art and whatnot. And very talented. And we really wanted to make this as kind of a catch up or like the story so far, like previously on For Honor, so that those of you who maybe don't pay a lot of attention to the lore or have been in and out of the game can just get caught up in one go. So we worked with Estrella's voice actress on this. She did an amazing job. It was awesome to work with her.
Yeah, she did do a good job, no question.
Taste of that right now, but stick around after.
Oh, you're gonna show a piece of it? Okay.
Video. So here's just the first little snippet of it, and then we'll get into Year 6, Season 2 details.
All right. All right, I'll talk about this as we go.
Acolytes of Horgoth! Today, your new life in the Order begins. But before you are sent on your path, let me remind you of our shared history and of why we fight.
You'd think they'd want to know that before, but okay. Featuring Era DeLupi and Menacide and
It all
Menacide.
began over 1,000 years ago. A great cataclysm destroyed the world as people knew it. It was a miracle that
I'm not gonna lie, Era DeLupi's art is phenomenal.
3 factions arrived on the continent, searching for a new beginning.
Oh, that's it?
I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, stick around after the show to see the whole video. It was really awesome to work with.
We'll probably skip that part. Like he says at the very end of the video, they'll play the whole thing. We don't need to sit and watch the whole thing. Y'all can go watch it yourselves, unless y'all really just want me to talk about it. Could you check chat real quick? Sorry.
So here's how they're gonna embed the Egyptian gear.
Oh, here's the trailer. Here's the trailer, guys.
In a far corner of the world, legends speak of a bracelet passed down from one pharaoh to the next. It was said the bracelet could restore life, erased from history, faded from memory. Now, I have found it. With the bracelet, I bring glory to Valkenheim once more. Yet in its wake, darkness spreads. What have I unleashed?
Really? Ah, come. Okay, that's cool, but also so cliche. Oh man. Okay, so the whole setup is that this cursed raider went into the Egyptian tombs, found this bracelet, brought it back for glory to show off to Valkyrie and say, hey, look at what I found, and now it's released the mummy's curse. It's just the mummy's curse and for honor.
But at the same time, this could be like the setup to lead to the Egyptian hero coming in to like sort of stop it.
Maybe. Okay. If that is explained, like, that could be what it is.
Yes, welcome to Year 6, Season 2. There is a ton that we want to talk about this season, a lot to get through, and to talk about it, we have a wonderful
Leslie Cruz wants you to wish her father
on our team. First up, we have Stefan.
Happy 55th birthday to your father, Leslie Cruz. Happy 55th birthday. That's a great age to be right there.
Today, Anastasia is joining us.
Darth Revan.
Anastasia, welcome. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Anastasia Ovchinnikova. That is an awesome name.
Excited for you to talk about what you're
All right.
Ian, how are you doing?
Here we go.
Great, Josh. Glad to be back.
And I will do a breakdown of the trailer too later on. I always do like a follow-up summary of what we heard. We'll talk about it.
With stuff because we're dropping so many awesome things. But Stefan, also you're a veteran of the Warriors Den.
Thank you very much. I'm Year
Stefan
6, Season 2,
Zuinski.
Curse of the Scarab. I'm super excited to be here. How are you doing?
I'm
Stefan, where are you going? Get back here. Obscure references. All right, here we go, guys.
TU1 and a TU2, lots in both. So, Stefan, why don't you go ahead and kick us off to talk about what we can expect in these.
What are we expecting, Stefan? Tell me.
Absolutely. Can't wait to talk about the whole...
Everyone can hear everything okay?
Basically, here in the season, we're going to get to bring you a little bit of Egyptian flavor to the world of For Honor.
Yeah, I figured.
This is going to be a really exciting season to find out a bit more about the Egyptian culture. We're going to meet an amazing hero later in the season. We're going to start off with a hero skin at the start of the season. That's going to be amazing. There's a super fun event in there, and there's a whole bunch of other great stuff throughout, so I can't wait to really go through the whole rundown.
Let's do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's go. Thank you, Josh.
From the top, let's hit it. Title update 1.
Launch event Justice of the Pharaohs. Ooh.
The curse of the season will be in full effect here. All your minions, they're going to be dead. They're going to be gone. If you like pure skill in your gameplay, you get to do a clean 4v4 here. It's going to be awesome. Battle Pass features awesome Egyptian content. If you're a fan of Anubis, you are going to be very happy.
Okay, all my Anubis people in chat, y'all are screaming for Anubis stuff. There it is. Battle Pass is going to be very Anubis-oriented.
Yes.
So get out your cheap kitchen scales.
There we go.
So enjoy. Hero skin, Bolthorn the Curse. The rest of the team is going to talk about this a little later on.
All right, we're going to talk about the new hero skin later, okay?
It looks tremendously awesome. It's super cool.
It's got to piss off the Viking fanboys a little bit, though.
I said hero skin.
No. Ramiel shows up, and he's all cool, a Paragon who tried to save Heathmore. Their hero comes up who gets a skin, and he's a frickin' grave robber who put a curse on all of Heathmore.
To be fair, I think the Raiders are kind of like, he went to place, he brought back gold. It's what we would do.
Attack even more safely, especially when you're in a 1v2 situation, which is super dangerous to attack in today.
Well, I think he's talking about testing grounds, but just save that for when we actually get to the discussion. Come on, man.
The hints.
Oh, yeah.
The hints.
But you're going to get all the details later in the show, so don't worry. Title update 2.
Soviet Starfish Productions. Oh gosh, the furries.
The furries are coming. No!
The Egyptian fursuit.
Someone call the Black Templars. We will spray and we will neuter until there is nothing left.
Oh gosh, Whiterun Guards is Egyptian Raider. Potential appropriation. Oh, surely you do.
That's Egyptian appropriation.
You're coming through with all the hints today.
I'm sorry.
The dev sounded a bit low. May want to turn up there.
Okay, I'll turn up the volume. Everyone's saying that they're a bit low. I'll turn up the volume.
Sorry. Stefan, no leaking. Sorry. I want you to note here, the next heroes will have one body type, and they will have 2 armor sets. So just bear that in mind.
The new hero will have 1 body type, but 2 armor sets. Okay, so they're going to be a male gender-locked hero. I'll bet money on it.
Oh, we heard a male voiceover, so...
Yeah, so...
Other than that,
well, the male voiceover was the Raider.
Coming into you they're going to be sick.
So I think the new hero is going to be male gender-locked.
This is a recurring event, and it's going to be back and awesome. Battle of the Eclipse throwback event is also going to come back as a throwback. So you're going to have event all through the season to play. It's going to be super cool. And then
Are you having trouble hearing them?
If you aren't familiar with the Hero Fest, it's our opportunity to
You think you fixed it? Okay.
Hero
May have to
playable,
just keep an eye on
hero
chat
available
for
at
this,
discount. You get login rewards for logging in during that time, and we get to release a unique execution for the one hero of that week. So this is a great avenue for us to do awesome stuff there.
Okay.
Yeah, I love the Hero Fest. We have, as you said, we have quite a few planned, and they're
I'm glad that they're so excited, but I really want them to just get to the good stuff. Like, let's get going, you know?
We are kind of taking a lot of inspiration from Egyptian culture and lore, and we're bringing that into Heathmore. So we're bringing that stuff to where our heroes.
I'll have to really do some Egyptian research for this season, guys. I'll need to really dive into Egypt.
Egyptology.
Yeah, Egyptology is not my specialty, so I'll have to do some deep research.
Great kind of aspect of the Outlanders to us on the team.
So you think there are going to be some pharaohs in Egyptian mythology? Do you also think that there will be some sand in a Nile River?
We spent a lot of time being very in-depth on knights, Vikings, and samurai. And now we have a chance to kind of touch on a lot of different cultures. So we want to really start exploring that with the Egyptian culture. If you could go anywhere in the world, see any feats,
it's the sand!
Any amazing stuff.
Anakin's going to have a heart attack.
Go to catacombs, or learn about their history and culture. I think Egypt is at the top of a lot of different people's lists.
Yeah, there he is. Stefan just said it. He said that when looking at different cultures, Egyptian is at the top of a lot of people's lists. Like, lots of people have been asking for an Egyptian hero. So it's my opinion that for the Outlander heroes, they're literally just adding heroes that people have been asking for forever. Like, Pirate was one everyone was asking for. Egyptian was one everyone's asking for. I think they're just going down the list of who are the heroes people have been asking for the most. Let's give it to them.
Yeah, well,
believable,
because like
but
for a
not
while, it's like they're kind of
purely
stuck in the four factions. They have to
as you
keep
know,
those factions.
Knights,
Right.
Vikings, and Samurai probably didn't meet in battle.
And I don't blame them for that.
So, the perfect accuracy is not possible no matter what, but we want to respect the real cultures and the real history, and then interpret that in the world of For Honor. And here we're going to get to start that off with the Egyptian cultures.
We want to be as historically accurate as possible, so let's add mummy curses.
Absolutely brilliant.
Oh yes, tell me more about your historically accurate, bottomless clip flintlock pistol.
Hero skin, both on the curse, plays into that. So,
Come on, Stefan, let's be honest. This is a fantasy game with historical elements.
Yeah.
Maybe not high fantasy, but
let's talk narrative.
We have Wyverns now.
So, as Stefan just
mid-tier
mentioned,
fantasy.
Year 6 Season 2 introduces our next hero skin. This time we unveil the hero skin for the Raider, which introduces us to a character we called Bullthorn the Cursed. Who is Bullthorn?
Bullthorn.
I feel like you should have called him Bullthorn the Barbarian.
That sounds like a wrestler name. And coming into the ring, it's Bullthorn the Cursed.
Constant natural
You ain't going nowhere.
Ceaseless wars, endless
You want
bloodshed.
Bonesaw to voice him?
Yes, Bonesaw must voice him.
Because Bonesaw is ready.
And Bullthorn feels like his people need a win. And to do that, well, he ventures out.
Anything else going on?
Outside of Heathmore, outside of known territories,
First Egyptian, then we might
further than
Yeah, I think the next one will probably be Aztec.
in search of something that hopefully will help.
Everybody wants an Aztec. I keep seeing requests for
And in the deserts, far west.
Who knows?
Who knows? There's no way of guessing.
In the ruins of an old Egyptian temple.
Same.
Now,
We want
For
Rajput.
Honor, the kingdom of
The Scare
Egypt,
Bracelets magic
thrived
promised to
for a
fill
long
Valentine's
time.
tables with meat and mead
But
once
like so
more.
many other things, it was destroyed.
That is Luffy's goal right there.
And now there's nothing but ruins left. And it's while exploring these ruins that Bullthorn briefly crosses paths with, insert italics, a mysterious stranger, nudge nudge, wink wink, who tells him all about a magic relic known as the Scare Bracelet. And seeing an opportunity, like his opportunity, what he's been looking for, Bullthorn betrays the stranger's trust, and he steals a bracelet for himself.
Because that's what Vikings do, guys. All my Viking fanboys out there, Raider just straight up stole a bracelet.
I mean,
that is what Vikings do. I'm just saying, Viking fanboys who go, the Vikings are Raiders and Steelers.
Terrible curse.
Except when they are.
Sorry.
But also,
I mean, I love the Norwegian Crusade. It was basically just a Christian version of a Viking.
So once again, you'll be able to read Bullthorn's
Wait, that's whoa!
Tales from the World of Heath.
That's the hero skin.
Series.
I'm not gonna lie, that looks kind of sick.
Year 6, season 1.
But why is
and
he?
this time,
Why is he so dark?
Again, have a three-part short story that tells Bullthorn's
the curse
story.
probably made him look undead.
The only difference is this time it will be released weekly.
Sort of like
Last season it was a bi-weekly release, but this time the three-part short story will be released weekly starting Friday.
Well, we'll get a better look at him soon, I'm sure.
And there's a lot of in there. There's a lot of hints and details that players won't want to miss.
That's awesome. See, like, Bullthorn looks so cool, but Tisk, so selfish. You take the thing that you found, and now look what you've done. You've cursed us all.
Now look what you've done. You've cursed everybody. We're all gonna die. The mummy's gonna claim our souls, and there is no Moses to come and take us to the promised land.
And welcome Anastasia, again, who is joining us for the first time today. And they'll kind of talk about the kind of artistic direction of Bullthorn. You know, obviously he has this bracelet, he's cursed. And
can I just say that he looks freaking Chad? Like, dude,
I also love that axe.
That is a great axe.
As you just heard from Ian, Bullthorn stole this.
Bullthorn looks freaking giga Chad.
Bracelet to bring the glory back to Heathmore. But instead of that, he brought down a curse on himself and on his lands. So,
is it just the lighting, or does he look like charcoal?
On his left.
I think that maybe a bit of both.
On his left wrist, and we can see how the curse is spreading slowly.
Oh, there we go. Now we can get a better look.
Not only his body, but also his soul. You can see the beautiful moving patterns that lives on his skin.
There's moving patterns.
Oh, his skin is changing color.
To emphasize the condition.
Well, that does go along with a curse.
And it's a mix of dry, dark rock and the mummified skin. So
mummified skin, that's why.
The story of Bullthorn is that he was once captured as a prisoner, and not long ago, he escaped captivity, and as you can see, he still have the cuff on his neck and on his wrist. And also, he have this ancient chains that he carries on his belt. Our amazing team worked really
Wait, are you trying to say, Lars, that he's been given the curse mark by Orochi Maru?
No, I don't see any signs of a magical hickey.
Ah.
Yeah, he looks so cool, and I say this a lot.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie, the look for Bullthorn is pretty cool. It's pretty baller, and I like the fact that his body's basically become mummified. Wait, no, that dark skin that's on the left-hand side, that's Bullthorn's hand fighting for it from the Egyptian hero. That's what's going on. It's Bullthorn trying to steal the bracelet from the new Egyptian hero. So the right hand is the Egyptian hero's hand. I get it now! Yay!
So, fellas, thank you so much for coming on to talk about Year 6, Season 2. We've covered a lot of stuff.
I see as a red guard highwayman in Skyrim.
Yeah!
I mean, look at the background. He's clearly still in Hammerfell.
Let's keep the Curse of the Scarab train rolling by...
Oh my gosh, Julian Bednar?
And myself. Julian, welcome to the den, my man.
I love your background.
Hey, what's up, Josh? I'm doing well. How are you?
Dead by Daylight podcast?
Doing well. No. And of course, as I mentioned, Anastasia is joining us from the previous portion of this segment. But let's go ahead and continue on with you and talk about the mood board and the artistic direction and inspiration.
Okay, we're going to be talking artistic direction. I definitely want to hear about this.
So, talk us through what the team was kind of looking at to bring this season to life.
Yeah, sure. So this year is the year of Relic, and as you remember, the main theme of our first season of the year was Golden Age, and it was very classic fantasy with elves and wyverns, etc., etc. So in the season 2, players will experience a slightly different type of fantasy. It's Egyptian fantasy. Here we highlighted 3 main themes. It's curse.
You're putting a lot of emphasis on hieroglyphic art. I like that though.
very beautiful and very appealing. And in this season,
look, Prince of Egypt down there in the bottom corner, bottom left-hand corner, Prince of Egypt. Yeah, nod to my favorite DreamWorks movie.
Moses Next Hero confirmed.
Moses Next Hero confirmed. That's my boy. That's my boy. Moses Next Hero confirmed. Get him voiced by Maverick again.
First, we used
no, he was voiced by
Bloodwater.
Iceman, sorry, I've got my
and
fault.
Swarms of Locusts.
Guys, that's so awesome.
And
I'm like, I'm giddy right now. That's so awesome.
Without mummies and pyramids and Egyptian gods.
Bullhorn stole the N-word pass. That's why the mummy's coming after. That's why the curse is coming after it.
They've come back to get the pass. You are not allowed.
You may not say the word.
No. It's even better. To get the N-word pass, he stole the nano machines from Senator Armstrong.
I could have been in college ball, you know.
Because, tell me, doesn't that look like his skin hardened with the nano machines?
Yeah, it kind of does.
Nano machines, son.
Nano machines,
The
son.
nano machines are the steroids.
Nano machines, son.
Standpoint, season 22
Oh wow! Look at the background.
On his adventure.
That looks really
the
cool.
Theme that the team developed is testament
Oh
to
wow! Fighting in the
unknown
desert.
land, going through a trial and having to choose between.
Look at how dry. Oh my! Are those frogs?
Are they referencing the plagues?
Are they referencing the Egyptian plagues?
Aesthetically, this means
dude. Okay, we see Viking minions look cool.
Were they?
That opposes the beauty and the excitement
but
of
they were
adventure
carrying
with the
wait,
darker
what?
side of betrayal and the consequences that
It's raining frogs.
So
it is
in
raining
the map,
frogs behind
and I
that
think
dude.
I saw.
It is raining frogs.
The Raider story. It's where he would have first landed on his way back from his adventure.
What?
So kind of making it the ground zero for the curse. So
yeah, we'll talk about that.
To focus on map-wise. So coming back to the contrast I was mentioning.
Oh my gosh, look at that. That's cool. Look at the Egyptian addition.
Well, it's cool, but also with the frogs, we are now inclined to make Alex Jones jokes.
This is why
again,
in the
so
map
I'm
we
happy.
have daytime complemented with rich Egyptian patterns and warm, saturated colors. There's
it's literally raining frogs, guys. Did y'all misunderstand the... Wait, look, the water's red! Is the water blood?
So
what? Did you make the water blood? Are you referencing the... Are you referencing...
At this point, we saw them reference to the Prince of Egypt. We see at least 2 plagues right now. I'm not sure, we might be getting a locust here or there. So...
Guys, if they're referencing the plagues of Egypt, guys, what? We'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about all that. Guys, this is going to be a fun... Because if they're doing, like, references to biblical Egyptian, like plagues, Moses, and stuff like that, that is my cup of tea, okay? I can actually educate on that crap.
And as Clever Goblin pointed out, frogs, the Vikings, are getting recycled.
Hey, there you go.
They're just going to be having to eat French.
What's everyone saying in chat right now about what I've said? Holy mess! What is that? You mother, what is that? That is so cool. That is so cool. Oh, that is a great mask effect. I know that's Highlander, but look at that.
So in this season we wanted
to
adventurous mood with
so last time we got elves, now we've got freaking Egyptian gods.
Into his land.
Sick fursuit Highlander.
The theme is
a Highlander furry confirmed.
The entire season. And to emphasize
this,
in some
his name is Sunwolf, the first of his kind. Oh wow, that is a great mask outfit.
Oh yeah,
look at that.
Show us the execution.
We need to see it with the execution now.
Flying around, and the elements like
that does look really cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Dust and sand that swirls around the character are also used in this.
Yeah, it's gonna be 2 variants. One's gonna be more of a light, the other gonna be more of a dark.
Also, you see this
Cursed Overlord.
Egyptian,
that's what it's called. That's really cool. But it's still raining frogs. Then Cursed Desert battle outfit. Lots of Anubis stuff here.
Battle outfit design, we use this beautiful saturated and vivid colors and patterns, the Egyptian elements like
that is so that's awesome. I love what they're doing with this. The coloring is nice. It is a saturated kind of multicolor. It looks Egyptian without just being nothing but browns and stuff.
Or ornaments.
Cute ornament.
When we were creating
Curse longevity. I like that.
That's
a good name.
Jewelry.
A cursed longevity, a cursed long life. I like that.
Gold, stones, and
to quote Brooke, a long life isn't a curse.
Looks pretty.
Life in this case.
I love like anything that's Anubis inspired, but this
the
is the
Jasmine
execution
box.
I was talking about. This is brilliant. I love this.
What?
The best part. So basically, you are stealing.
What? You steal people's souls! What? You're stealing people's souls!
That's awesome.
Available for a limited time only.
Oh, I'm getting that.
I'm getting that for sure. Oh my gosh. That is sarcophagus escape.
Probably.
I like that.
Probably
I like how I'm
one of
just
the
busting out of that sarcophagus.
Lord,
Like, no,
busting
man.
out a sarcophagus is kind of like a little symbolic thing, so it looks really cool to have this in the game.
That is so cool. God. Whoa. Okay,
and
now
for
we're looking at the weapons.
weapons,
We're looking at the weapon skins for the battle pass.
By the way, we have
ancient
we are now at
Egyptian weapons
511.
and chivalry.
511
And,
viewers, guys. I want to take
make
this moment to
it
thank
different
all of
from
you
the
so
previous,
much for
weapons
tuning
from
in to
previous
watch me
seasons.
talk about this.
We
Y'all are
use, like,
amazing.
specific patterns and cravings
Look
and
at these
elements.
weapon skins. They
And,
are
in this
gorgeous.
season, our players will get a lot of.
I love the
beautifully
the
animated
coloring.
weapons with a lot
That's
of
so good.
Egyptian elements like scarab.
Guys, this is
and,
baller. This
Egyptian gods.
is top
Yeah,
tier.
and
I may
this is
actually
all
get this
what I can
battle
share with
Yeah,
you.
definitely. I'm getting it. I'm getting this battle pass full thing.
No, this is all awesome. I'm super excited for.
I am so
everyone to
pumped.
get a
That
chance
is
to
so
learn
good.
stuff in the battle
S
pass
tier,
because,
S tier
again, the
content.
Egyptian- I was gonna say it like Assassin's Creed Origins, my favorite Assassin's Creed game because of the Egyptian lore. So,
I'm worried we're not gonna get a map.
It's fun to have that in For Honor as well.
Yeah, let us have a duel in that background. Come on, guys. Come on.
Yeah, let's duel the Pharaoh and his own.
Julian, you're actually sticking around.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Thank you.
Make that like a Dominion map. Like, couldn't you see going to an Egyptian tomb like a breach map?
Alright, just do
the
it as
Scarab,
like a-
but we're gonna roll
duel-
the
a simple
battle
duel
pass
map. I mean, we
weapons
got a
video
duel
right
map
now,
video,
so
but-
check them out and see what you can expect in the battle pass. But don't go.
Alright, it's going to show us all the weapons for the battle pass. Let's try to go through these quickly, okay? Lark, you want to see?
Alright, just keeping an eye on chat.
Yep. Okay, here we go. Orange is cool.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Oh, I like Peacekeeper's dagger. There's your Kopesh. Centurions is okay.
That trident.
That trident, though, that looks pretty sick. Blackbriar's is nice, but I like the old one more, the one from last season. Warmongers is okay.
Now.
Griff, whoa, I like Griffins. Lawbringers is it's okay. It's okay. Oh, Conquerors is kind of, yeah, I like the flail on Conk. The shield is also nice, and that's a kind of scarab wing effect thing going on.
Alright.
I can dig that. Raiders is okay.
Solid.
It's okay. I'm not gonna hate on it. Ooh, I like the Berserkers. It's not both the same. They both are kind of asymmetrical. Yeah. Warlords is good. Not Warlords. Sorry. Highlanders is good. Shamans is okay. Oh, look at Jormungandr's is a Sphinx. That's so clever. I like that. Jormungandr's awesome. Valkyries looks good. Look at that spear. I like that. I like that a lot. Very cool. Oh, look at Warlord's shield.
I wish the sword could be a little sharper.
The sword needs to look a little better, but the shield looks great.
The shield do look good.
That's a good looking shield. Oh, look at that. It's got Egyptian script along the blade for Kensei.
Someone can find an Egyptologist and figure out what that means.
Orochi's looks okay. They never do anything really fancy with Shinobis. It's hard to like his. Aramusha's again got the Egyptian script. That's kind of cool.
Creative Yu-Gi-Oh! So just duel them.
Yeah, this is For Honor Yu-Gi-Oh! Edition. I like Hitakiri's.
Oh, they must do a perfect opportunity to have like a let's duel them out.
Yes, we need to have a. It's time to do duel. Kyoshin's looks fine. Nobushi's is okay. Oh, look at ooh, nice Kanabo. Shugoki got some grip going. I like that. I like that. They look like they came out of an Egyptian historical locker. Look at Tiandis. There's your Kopesh, boys.
That's about as close as we're gonna get.
Yeah. Shaolin. Okay.
It's good because it's a stick, as we established. Ooh, I like that.
News Street is okay. It's not my favorite news strip, but it looks good. Oh, we got raw on JJ's. We got raw on JJ's. Sanhuz is okay.
Now, Pirate.
Now Pirate. What's Pirate got? Who's Pirate got? Oh, it's okay. It's okay. The gun looks cool. The sword. It does look like a cheese knife. Oh my gosh, I was thinking the same thing. All right, guys, well, check those out. Most of those look okay. They're not too bad. I'll give them credit for that. All right, next, Justice of the Pharaoh's event mode. All right, let's see what this is. This is the new game mode that's coming out next week. Let's see. Justice of the Pharaohs.
Warriors, welcome back to the Den. We are here to talk about the seasonal event that's launching with
Josh Sharp needs to up his own mic. I feel like I can barely hear him.
Better to talk about it with us than Julien. So welcome back to the Den. How are you doing?
Hey, thanks for having me.
Like, I can hear Julian better than Josh.
Well. How are you?
How's everyone else hearing, by the way?
Pretty good, actually. So the seasonal event will go from
okay, everyone's
Egyptian gun.
July 7th.
All right, Justice.
You're right to the Shadow Realm.
You're going to the Shadow Realm, Kyoshin.
Rewards in the free event pass, which we will cover later on in the segment. But to start off, Julien, let's go ahead and set the stage for this seasonal event. What is it? What are we doing?
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So for this seasonal event, we're going to have a new game mode variation of Dominion with 3 capture points. So the lane and the minions have been replaced by a regular capture point, but otherwise the standard Dominion rules stand.
Okay.
Since Dominion is a greatly appreciated game mode by the community, the team wanted to give it a little twist and turn up a notch, essentially. So the idea is to create a bare bone, slightly more competitive version of Dominion. And transforming the lane into a capture point is really going to shift the dynamic of the game mode. Rotations and control of the capture points will become a lot more important than boosting.
Okay.
And one final thing worth mentioning, Josh, is that without the minions, the gameplay in the central capture point really intensifies.
Yes,
during
it should.
Sessions, the team got into some really epic and deadly team fights. So it's going to be an awesome experience.
Yeah, I'm just excited for like the mosh pit of bodies in what used to be the mid lane, just battling over that point. I'm gonna put out a request right now. Can somebody just like play the game mode, make an edit, just throw some heavy music over it? There's just like a bunch, like that would just make me very happy. So I'm just gonna.
That's the whole idea.
Sure, I'll play some heavy music over it. Just get rid of the copyright strike.
For the seasonal event, just for that.
Okay, so wait, that's it? There's got to be more to it than just that.
We are doing a free event pass with Justice of the Pharaohs. It's going to come with mood effect, battle outfit, all types of stuff.
That's it?
I'm going to show you that now. So Julien, let's go ahead and go through it and kind of show people what they can expect in the free event pass.
Absolutely.
What,
so
that's it?
Event pass, we're staying true.
That's it? That's all it is?
Center and mystery.
No curses, no big boss who's going to run around. It's just you've changed the minion lane into a regular capture point?
Of the season event pass
that's it?
can be inspired by rich Egyptian culture, so gods,
really?
mythology, creatures, unique Egyptian patterns, and saturated.
Yeah, what does this have to do with pharaohs? What does this have to do with deserts? What is it?
And here
wow, you dropped the ball, my friend.
You could add something cool there, man.
Man, that was
it represents souls that are trapped.
Look, I'm not saying people won't play it. I'm saying
this is reminiscent of and how
that left a lot to be desired.
His own soul. Next up, we've got the battle outfit. The battle outfit is really putting forward the seasonal
Forgotten Kingdom. Okay, the battle outfit does look cool, but I'm still disappointed in that event game mode. I was kind of like, oh man, this is gonna be huge, but no, it's literally just a minion, but they've removed the minion lane and just made it another capture point. Which I don't think is a bad idea. I think that would be good for a testing grounds. Make a testing grounds where you try that as a Dominion option and see how the audience, like the community, feels about that change to Dominion and see if that could be its own game mode. I wouldn't make that its own seasonal event. What does the chat say about that?
Yeah, they're just kind of like there's no mummies, no raw smiting players, or
like the skull portion. That's to symbolize.
That would be kind of cool. Like maybe you had like some Egyptian, like some guardians in there that looked like Egyptian gods. That would have been cool.
That would have been kind of cool. Or maybe you make it so that one zone has a plague on it, or.
Yeah, like if you're fighting in the zone, you get like the corrupted effect of.
Who doesn't? Who does?
Draken.
I don't know. I feel like they could have done a lot more.
Brainstorm this a little bit more.
They could have done a lot more here.
weapons.
It's not bad. I just want to be clear. It's not bad as a concept, but it's not a seasonal event. That's
it's not a seasonal event. Really also, it's like Justice of the Pharaoh. I kind of want more connection to said Pharaoh.
I would have said, you know what, make this a testing ground option rather than a seasonal event.
Yeah, because right now the only thing that's giving it any flavor really happy with the fact that there's frogs and red water.
Yeah, that's the only, and we can talk about the frogs and red water too. We can talk about that in connection to the plagues.
I mean, if you want to connect it to the plagues, have it be a fight over who gets to put the last little bit of a sheep's blood over their door before the angel of death comes.
That'd be cool. Like maybe it's a capture the flag kind of thing. I don't know. Just like make it. You know what? Make it like a tribute thing where you have to steal something and get it to your side so that the curse of the Pharaoh doesn't affect you. Like
for me, that's just super.
Have them fight over the dang bracelet.
Yeah, that would be. Make them fight over the bracelet. That's a great point.
Yeah.
No, that's really underwhelming. I'm disappointed in that. That was disappointing. Even in agreement in chat.
Is going to be really, really cool, and players are going to enjoy.
I fully agree. So so just to kind of like wrap up and.
All right, next is testing grounds. We're going into testing grounds.
We are doing a small event called Justice of the Pharaohs, running from.
But first, they're going to show off the new weapons for this season, like what the new weapon skins will look like.
Event pass, you can.
No, we saw the ones for the battle pass. These are the ones for the season. These are going to be temporary, and they're only going to be around for the time that this seasonal event is going on. So, like, while this Justice of the Pharaohs event is going on, these weapons will be available to pick up. So let's see what they've got. Let's see if they're worth grinding for.
And then we'll be right back with JC to talk about the testing grounds, which I know you're all excited about. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Warren's is okay. Nothing great about it. Peacekeepers is okay, nothing great about it. Gladiators is okay.
I feel like the Gladiators sword here.
Not Gladiator, Gladius.
Yeah,
sorry.
They got the Gladius here.
It's just a reskin. These are all reskins. Oh, Black Prior's is kind of cool. I like that.
I do like the shield.
I like the shield. The Black Prior shield is kind of cool. Warmonger's is okay, but again, it's a reskin. Griffin's is okay. Ew. Lawbringers looks bad. Oh, it's really bad. Conqueror's shield needs to be bigger. You just threw some hieroglyphics on it. Come on, people. Your battle pass stuff was better. Oh, Raiders. What did they do to Raiders? Berserkers is decent. Nothing great. Highlanders is ugly. That's an ugly color. Shamans is... Shamans. It's just painted over.
Looks like they're using sarcophagus.
Yeah, okay. That's kind of like... I kind of like the Jormungandrs. It's a sarcophagus. Okay. Valkyries is okay. Warlords is... fine. I see what they're trying to go for on the shield, but it's just fine. Maybe Samurai will impress us. Come on, Samurai, what you got? Nope. It's kind of weak. What about Orochi? You get it. Nope. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not kind of impressed. I'm not really impressed with these. I'm not really impressed with these. Ew! Oh, Shinobi. Those look terrible. Aramusha's, I don't really care. Okay, Hitakiri's is okay. That's kind of cool. That's serviceable. That's kind of neat. Kyoshin is just... I don't even know about Kyoshin. Alright, now Nobushi. Pretty standard. It's not bad, but... The other one was so much better. Like, that's the thing. The other one was just so good. Tiandi's is okay, I guess. Yeah, they put some gold on it. I feel like we've seen this out of Shaolin before. Nushia's is okay. Zhongjun's, again, it's okay, and Zanhu is... It's just not impressive. None of this impresses me. None of this is that outstanding. It's just kind of meh. It's not terrible. It's just not great. Pirates, sorry, you're not that great either.
Kind of just par for the course.
It's not terrible. It's not disgustingly bad. It's just not wowing me. It's not amazing like I wanted it to be. It's just kind of standard. It's just reskins. That's all it is.
Did Shaolin get a stripper pole? Maybe.
All right, testing grounds. All right, we're finally going to hear who's getting reworks. Who's getting reworks? I have heard that it is Kensei and Warden. Let's see.
Kensei what?
Kensei what? Kensei what? All right, here we go. Testing grounds. Who's excited?
Welcome back to the den. It is
JC.
Who better to talk about it with us than fan favorite JC? JC, welcome to
JC,
the den.
my boy.
Pretty good yourself.
I am doing very, very well. So, yes, we're going to be talking about testing grounds today. We are going to be having a testing grounds that's going live
June 30th through July 7th. Okay, I want to know. I want to know. Who's getting reworked?
Let everyone know what will be dropping on June 16th with launch of Curse of the Scarab. And to start off, we actually have some changes to Pirate.
Oh, Pirate's getting some changes.
That we're going to be launching with the season.
Bloodlust is getting nerfs, Conqueror and Shaolin revamp, and testing grounds news. Okay.
Yeah, so we've been doing we did a couple of changes to Pirate. Basically, we've been looking a lot at what we have with the community, with a lot of different sources from feedback, and we get that like the character might be a little bit hard to play against sometimes, depending on your skill level or whatever. So we've been doing some.
Pirate is getting some well-needed nerfs, guys.
Changes are going to be the only changes we'll do to Pirate. There might be more incoming in a little bit, like depending on how it works. But the idea right now is that we want to lower her effectiveness a little bit, make sure she's still good. She works quite well, and she fits the role that we really wanted her to have. But there's some things that were a little bit a bit too strong, so we changed a couple of things. So first of all,
which is good because she needs to.
Now 600 MS up from 533.
Pistol Blast from Walk the Plank now feeds 30 Revenge. Well, in that case, make it do more damage.
Generally, much easier. So the idea is that right now with this, you can like heavy feint.
Pistol Blast from Walk the Plank now costs 6 stamina from 15. Okay, I guess that's fair.
And be able to parry those dodge attacks a bit easier, a bit more effectively. So that should.
Knee recovery is 200 milliseconds slower. Oh, good. We might be able to punish her now.
So the after block and miss version. It now moves forward less. It moves forward less, like a 0.5 meters. So the idea here is that we really like that Pirate can alternate between heavies and gunshots, pistol blasts in a group fight, and really alternate with targets and do that sort of stuff. But the range on it was a bit too long. She was able to catch people that are really, really far away. So now, like, she still can catch people, but she goes a little bit less far. It's noticeable in group fights. So sometimes you might have to dodge cancel to dodge for it heavy, for example, but then that has its own other risks to it. So there's that change there works a little bit better. So we're hoping that. Yeah,
so essentially, they've slowed down her side dodge attacks. Her pistol blast, her pistol blast after a blocker miss now has less range. Walk the Plank, which is her unblockable 50-50 stab, it has less range now, so she can't just chase you across the map with it. Her knee recovery, her knee recovery if she needs you in the face, or the recovery is now slower. And the pistol blast costs less stamina now, but it will feed more revenge. In my opinion, in that case, have it do a bit more damage than 5 damage.
It's gonna be a little bit harder to gank people with it. You're not gonna go really, really far across the map on it. So
that's essentially what they've done to Pirate, which is good. That's a step in the right direction. Because I don't want them to just fundamentally destroy everything Pirate is. I think Pirate is salvageable. I think this is a step in the right direction. I think these are good changes to make.
Basically ends up making sure that we can't do repeated comboed walk the plank into a backstep flight into another walk the plank when you're at the right distance from a wall, right? So that was one of the bigger problems that Pirate has, especially in 1v1s, where she could combo and chain them together for a lot of damage. So we really wanted to change that aspect. So with that recovery being a little bit slower, that normally cannot happen anymore. So it really lowers our effectiveness for that a little bit. I've seen a lot of complaints about this again on a lot of feedback on social media. So that should really help out. Yeah. And then finally we have 2 changes to Pistol Blast from Walk the Plank. So first off, it's a little bug fix. It used to cost 16 stamina, now it costs 6.
The frog rework? I don't know. It's too risky to rework the frog.
So that way.
Anything else going on in chat?
That might seem a little bit weird to buff that aspect, but
I think that she will get nerfed a little harder. I think their fear right now is if they nerf her too much, she's going to go from overpowered to weak as shit.
But we've also
So at least I'm glad they recognize she needs some changes. And he said himself, these are just the starting changes. There may be more that come out later. So, guys, be glad at least they're making changes, I'd say. Does she need more? Probably, but at least it's a step in the right direction, and I'll take that. And this isn't testing grounds changes either. These are changes that are coming with the new season. So it's not like, oh, we're just going to see how these work out. No, these are changes that are coming.
In those types of situations. That's pretty much it for Pirate.
Next,
then we have
Bloodlust.
Right?
Bloodlust now grants 20 plus attack power down from 50%. Bloodlust now grants 20% damage reduction down from 50%. And Bloodlust cooldown is now 20 seconds down from 30 seconds.
Explain this to someone who doesn't develop.
Bloodlust is a feat, I think.
Yeah, right. So the way it works is that Bloodlust is a tier 2 feat that's on a couple of characters. It's not necessarily highly problematic, but the problem that we have generally with it is that the attack power especially stacks with feats. And so on Pirate and on Valkyrie also, you could land Bloodlust on somebody and then use Pirate's tier 3 feat, deal a bunch of damage, like you trick shot, deal a bunch of damage to 3 targets, and when it was plus 50% power, attack power, you'd be close like one-shotting a bunch of people. That was way too strong. For a tier 2 feat, it was really powerful.
I don't know as much about Bloodlust as I do about the rest of the heroes, so
I think that was like a huge thing that if people were starting to pick up on, like,
the bonus you get from Bloodlust.
Okay, I get you. Hey, you know what? At least they're getting on top of it. If anyone in chat can explain Bloodlust better, go ahead. But
basically, this was designed because apparently people were using, like, they were stacking feats on top of the Pirates, and so like, the Pirate was like using their pistol like
20%. So you still have an impact.
Yeah, okay, so they're trying to keep Pirate from becoming this character who can just destroy anyone in ganks. I can go with that.
The cooldown. So normally whenever you killed somebody, it couldn't re-trigger for 30 seconds. Now that's down to 20 seconds.
All right, they said that they were making some Conqueror and Shaolin changes, so let's see what those are. I want to hear those now.
But at the same time, not be extremely strong for those 10 seconds whenever you kill somebody. And when you were in group fights, that was it really showed. It made a big difference. So with this, it's still useful, but it's more in line with other tier 2 feats.
Okay.
Kind of just like better.
All right, Conqueror and Shaolin revamp. These are the changes that are coming live.
And so now we're gonna have Conqueror and Shaolin revamps.
Now, I believe we're actually doing a video for this that you recorded, JC, right?
Yeah, so I recorded with those videos with Francis, who some of you might be familiar with on a Warriors End. So a really big thanks to him. And Max, I guess you can share the videos now.
We'll be back.
Awesome.
All right, so here we go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Conqueror and Shaolin showcases. So we're gonna start with Conqueror first to show you what has changed from the live version to the testing ground, from the testing ground version and the live version to this new version that we're gonna be shipping in this new season. So first we have the full block stance. So Conqueror is really known for his full block stance. Very useful move. He has a lot of things he can do out of it, but the issue that we have on live right now is that it's a little bit too strong. There's a bit of different things, so we're trying to buff it in a way that makes sense. So the first thing that you can do with Conqueror right now, which is really interesting, is that you can cancel the recovery of any attack. So I can throw out a light, go into superior block, I can throw a heavy, go into full block stance, I can do a side dodge bash into a superior block. You can cancel basically any single one of your attacks into full block. Very well, so that really helps you catch dodge attacks.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
So that should be really interesting. The other thing that's kind of interesting is that before, when you used to block attacks in full block stance, you would get your own stamina drained. So right now I can go into full block, and then, see I'm blocking attacks.
Wait, he can hold full block and not lose any stamina?
Whatsoever. That should really help Conqueror be
That's going to be OP.
In a lot of situations without sacrificing all of his stamina. Next up, we have 2 new moves. Well, 1 new and 1 a little bit new, but rearranged. So we have Flayed Uppercut. So Flayed Uppercut is now performed whenever you do a shield bash. You can do shield bash with heavy like this. You can do it out of a side dodge.
Okay, so a shield bash can grant you an uppercut.
When you superior block somebody.
Yeah, that won't be abused.
So it's good selection there. Or we can do from a top attack as well. I'm going to superior block while I dodge. Like this, right?
So it's essentially its own crushing counter in a way.
Quite a bit of damage.
Yeah,
but the beautiful thing is that it's on heavy input and it can execute. So when you're in a 1v1 situation, you want to use it. when you
for
super
sure.
block
What's
people
chat
or
saying?
you hit them with a
They're
shield
going
bash,
kind of OP.
to be able to really deal a little bit
Well,
more
the fact
damage
that he
and
can just
execute
sit in his
kind of
all guard
super
indefinitely
block
and just
versus
never lose
And
stamina.
then he can just go
want to
straight
have
into a
that
bash, and then the bash hits, he gets the uppercut.
At the same time, we also have Scottish Collection that we had in the previous
Can
testing
you-
rounds,
I know
which
it's
is whenever you
unblockable,
superior
but can
block
you
an
dodge
attack,
and parry it?
and you press select, you go into this full 360 zone that's unblockable, hits everybody around you, has really good trajectories. So you can do it off of any superior block, so off of full block or off of this as well. And the other change that we've done is that you can also do it after any shield bash as well. So the reasoning here is that we wanted the Conqueror to be able to have options for both 1v1 and like group fights when you're outnumbered, so that you can actually start to use your shield bashes and use a bit more of your kit depending on the situation and not be locked, right? So it's always more choice. We want to have a lot more choice for Conqueror to be able to get into those really, really cool, interesting moments and give the hero a lot more strength. We also have the zone attack. So the zone attack has changed a little bit from live. You used to be able to hold it. It had superior block while you were doing it. It was a bit too strong. One of the bigger problems was that if you were facing somebody that would throw an attack, you could zone attack. And if they let the attack go, you would superior block it. If they feinted it and tried to do like a light or a guard break, you would interrupt them with your zone attack. So the only actual solution to it was you always had to do heavy feint parry all the time on it. So we wanted to get rid of that a little bit. So now like a zone attack is just you hit it once, now I'm holding the buttons and it doesn't loop. But in exchange it deals a bit more damage, so it does 15. And
Okay.
you can also now chain, right? So you can do this into that and you can keep going, so that's super
So
interesting.
now their zone can
It
chain
initiates
into their
chains, you can do
other
shield bash.
combos. It does more damage, but it's
So you
not
can actually
just
use it a
an
little bit more
indefinite
aggressively. Speaking of chain
thing.
bash,
I like
so
that.
the bash that the Conqueror, the shield bash that Conqueror has in chains, now is still 800 milliseconds, but the beauty of it is you can now feint it. So
You can feint your bash?
Feint bash. So a lot of the
Oh my
the
gosh!
feedback that we got
Conqueror can feint a bash!
Conqueror didn't have enough pressure and offense in 1v1 because that shield bash was not really feintable. It was fast, but it was not feintable. You couldn't really do anything with it, and there wasn't really a mix-up around with it. So this time we made it into like a one full complete move, which is a bash that can feint. So you can do whatever you want with it. It's super strong, and the beauty of it too is that it also goes into Scottish Collection, or it also goes into Flayed Uppercut as well. So
damn, son!
Together quite well. That's
Conk might just have.
Another thing
I
to
don't know
note
if
is
this
that
was gonna
Scottish
fix
Collection
Conqueror, if it's gonna make him OP now, but
and
man!
Flayed Uppercut, both chain. They initiate chains, so you can go back into your chains. They don't go into the shield bash because we want to try to avoid having unblockable into unblockable into unblockable for bashes specifically going back to back. So we have that little bit of a limitation. But as you'll see, Conqueror's chain offense is also much stronger. So the next thing we want to look at is the chain heavies. So Conqueror's heavies and chains were a little bit lackluster. They were just infinite, didn't really do much. So now they are always unblockable from every side.
All of his heavies are unblockable?
Oh, hell no.
No! No!
Really strong. They do 27 damage each.
So
that by itself
I think it's a bit much.
A lot of pressure. You can use those when you're outnumbered to hit people around you.
No!
So it's very, very interesting there. For the neutral heavies, now the damage has been normalized. So normally, like on the sides now, you do 24, and on top you do 27. Before Conk had slightly lower damage values, so we really normalized those, so the damage is normalized with the rest of the cast, so Conqueror doesn't deal less damage in this case. When you charge the heavy,
okay.
now is that you charge
Okay.
a lot less longer. You normally use
Okay, a chain heavy makes it unblockable, but still, I think that's a bit much.
600, so it charges much faster. But to compensate, the damage on the attack is actually a little bit lower. It's at 28. It used to be above 30, so that was like a little bit too strong. So with that around, like
what's chat saying?
Charge, it's a lot easier to charge. You get into those mix-up a little bit easier. You can like start to initiate from external if you don't want to do a bash to feed a lower event.
That just scares the hell out of me that you just give him infinite chain
The other thing that's super
unblockable
interesting
heavies.
too is that Conqueror can now actually feint his heavies, so you can throw a heavy
And he can feint his heavies
it also
now.
applies to the heavies and chains.
So he's needed that for a while.
Yeah, I feel like
Conqueror
he's
only
needed
feint
that.
his heavies into a superior block, right? You can go to full block stance. You can still do that, but now you can actually do heavy feint guard break. and actually do these things. You can do heavy feint into a parry, into whatever you want to do. Works much better. So that's quite interesting, and it works really well. And the last thing I want to point out is that in the last testing grounds, Conqueror had removed his infinite light chains. We put them back, but we put them back exactly how they were on live, meaning that if you do the same direction, they are still very slow. We wanted to make that change so that Conqueror wasn't really negatively impacted in his minion clear, which was a bit of a problem in the testing grounds. But at the same time, we want to make it a bit easier for some players to react to those infinite lights. It can be kind of overwhelming at lower skill levels to have infinite lights in all 3 directions constantly. So by doing that, at least you only have to really care about 2, because if you use the previous direction, it's a lot easier to block. So that's about it for Conqueror. So next up, we're going to look at Shaolin.
All right, those are all just going to testing grounds. I hope you're not making that live yet.
Yeah, that's just testing grounds.
Okay.
So for Shaolin, what we focused on quite a bit is key stance, more like an easier access to get the key stance, but also getting better flow for the hero in general when you are in key stance and all that sort of stuff. So let's go into it first of all. So first off, key stance. The lights in key stance are all enhanced. I'm going to do a top light now, and you see it's enhanced.
Okay, so they're enhanced. They won't be. They won't break the combo.
Same for the other side, and it's enhanced, right? So they're all now 500 ms, and they're all enhanced. So that should give Shaolin a little bit easier time pressuring people with his lights when he gets into key stance.
Okay.
And as an aside, also the top one also does not stun anymore. The stun property there wasn't super useful. Didn't really give Shaolin anything good. So we decided to remove it.
Okay, so they got rid of the stun property, all right.
For heavies in key stance, they are all now 800 milliseconds.
And the top one isn't unblockable.
So even top is undodgeable.
Okay.
It used to be unblockable. It was useful in some very niche situation, and we decided that it's better to have more consistency on having top and sides instead of having just sides and top be unblockable. Top is often the better option when you're doing undodgeable. Because if your opponent dodges, like, cause a lot of the times you can dodge and get an accidental block when you're dodging, whereas if it's in top, even if you side dodge, most of the time you're gonna get tagged by it, so that works much better.
Okay.
We also have
I'm fair with that.
So Sun Kick now chains on miss. So
so even if you miss the kick, you can still go into a light. All right.
A lot of different things with it, so that's kind of interesting, and it works really well. But the next big thing that we've done with Shaolin, which is super interesting, is that all the lights, so either like his lights like this, the heavies, you can do like this, or the Sun Kick Strike, this one, they all chain to the sweep now. So I can go...
They all chain to the sweep?
Light into sweep.
Whoa!
Every single one of Shaolin's key stance.
Okay, so every single one of his attacks can now go into a sweep.
Every single light.
You can't do it after Sun Kick.
I think he said. I thought he said heavy too.
So we've moved that around a little bit, and so having it after any attacks actually really improves Shaolin's flow.
Yeah, he said any attacks.
You can go. Wait, I'm gonna do it again. So you can go that into sweep, into another heavy afterwards. That's guaranteed. That also goes back to key stance. So you can, in theory, go completely nuts. Go like that, crazy. Back into this.
Wow.
So you see the
holy mess.
Much better when you get into key stance. You can
that's gonna be insane.
And
Shaolin's gonna be a freaking monster.
As long as your attacks kind of are blocked, you're still.
I mean, I don't hate it. It's just surprising.
And on top of this, that sweep, to make sure that it's effective, it can also be feinted. It's 800 ms, but it can be feinted. So if your opponent is gonna dodge.
So you can feint the sweep too? You don't even have to commit?
And that garbage leads to a heavy, which leads back to key stance.
Oh, come on. Are you trying to make it so we can't punish any heroes?
The central point of Shaolin, and to have that as his main source of damage really well. The next thing we've done is for his side dodge attacks. So before they were kind of a bit stranded. Whenever you used to do these, they're good. They have good trajectories. They're not that bad. But the problem is that you were kind of stranded. You were kind of stuck there. So now, the beauty of it is they can now initiate chains. So you can go into this.
Okay, now his side dodge attacks can do chains. I actually wanted that. I actually thought that'd be a good idea.
Dodge an attack with this, go into key stance, go into Sun Kick, go into this, and keep the whole flow going and keep it going again. So it's one of the ways that we want to make sure that Shaolin has.
Well, Shaolin just got a nice buff. I think he needed it, though. I think Shaolin needed some help.
Yeah, it's not as egregious as
in the same spirit, we've also
yeah, I feel like Shaolin kind of needed this.
A lot of the feedback that we've gotten for Shaolin was that he had a really hard time opening up opponents, even with the top light, which is now enhanced, you can see. Even with that, it wasn't enough. So we've decided to give him this move from Dodgeford Bash. It's the same kick as he has when he sprints, so it's a little bit different, but at the same time, it's good because it goes through your...
So they basically made him Orochi.
Oh dear.
So you can go
They've given him an Orochi open-up kick.
Go into key stance. Again, flow, do the whole thing. So that works super well. It's super interesting. It's a standard type of bash that we have, so it's 500 milliseconds. You do it from 3 to 5 in your front dodge, and it changes to opener, so that's really good. As I said before, the top light is not enhanced to in neutral, so that gives Shaolin a little bit more pressure on this one. The side ones, because they get comboed, we really didn't want to give them that enhanced property there, but on top it makes a lot of sense. The other thing that we have on the side lights as well is that you can now mash the buttons to get them. Like, you can't really see it there, but I'm really mashing the light button. It makes the input a lot easier. Before there was like a lot of timing.
Alright, so instead of having to time it now with the Death Point Strike, it's just a button masher. You can just hit it 3 times.
So it makes a lot of sense there. And we've also adjusted the damage. So before, when you used to do this, the first hit used to do 5, the second used to do 5, and the last used to do 7. So it kind of backloaded the damage of this. But the side effect of this was that we wanted to do it to make sure that players would actually be encouraged to go deeper into those 3 hits. But the side effect was that you used to spend a lot of stamina for very little damage.
Okay.
So we've changed it so that the first hit does 10, the second is 4, and the third is 4.
All right.
So it's 18 overall, 1 more than we used to have before. But on top of that, it also front loads damage. So you get 10 plus 4 for 2 hits instead of getting 10. So you're getting 14 instead of 10. It's a lot more in line with the rest of the opener lights. Makes a lot more sense. Works quite well.
All right.
And last but not least, we have Shaolin Zone. So Shaolin Zone attack was a little bit strange in that, like, if the second hit was blocked or landed, the third hit would always get blocked or always hit. It was kind of hard to understand there. It didn't make a lot of sense. You didn't really have any incentive to go in it. So we've changed it a little bit. So it's a little bit slower, right? So the second and the third hit are slower. The second is 800 and the third is 9. But you can now target swap them in between hits, and we use the damage on them. So the first hit does 12, the second does 15, and the third does 18. The stamina cost has been normalized a little bit among them too, so they're all now 12 stamina rather. And because you can target swap them, it's super useful in group fights. So you can start this one target swap to another one, target swap to another one. You still can feint at the timing you could before, so it works really well. And we're hoping that this attack is actually going to give Shaolin Zone a little bit more utility. It's much better in the minion lane. We fixed a bug that made it miss on minions, so it wasn't really that good. So that's about it for Shaolin. A big thank you to Francis, who was helping me be my body back.
All right, well, that tells us what we need to know about Shaolin and Conk. My thoughts are Shaolin definitely needed this. He looks a lot better now. I like what they've given him. Might be a bit much, but I'll have to see. As for Conk, oh my lord. Conk, what did they do to you, brother? It's not bad. They seem like good changes, but I've got questions.
The thing is, this was hopefully they will look at this and go, okay, this was too much. We'll give him X, but we're going to keep Y away. I'm hoping it's like, because some of the stuff they give Conk is okay, but like everything is like that's too much.
I think it's a bit too much.
I've seen people on social media going out, what happened to the survey for this? So there was a couple of things that were outside of our control that made it so that we couldn't send it, but we're gonna keep sending surveys in the future. It's just that this time we sadly were not able to, but at the same time we were really able to gather a lot of feedback ourselves on Reddit, on Twitter, on like our official forums, everywhere we normally go. So we were still able to make good decisions based on a lot of feedback that we've received there. I'm super hyped for them. I think both Conqueror and Shaolin feel much better than they used to. They flow better, everything's better, so I'm super hyped for those.
Okay,
I'm
fair enough.
Excited too. When I was playing Shaolin on the testing ground, because he's a hero that I don't really play a ton, but I had a lot of fun, and hopefully I won't be bad at him once he's.
All right. So what else? What else is coming to testing grounds? You said there was more.
Speaking of testing grounds and stuff like that, we're going to start talking about the next iteration.
What?
Starting on June 30th, going all the way through July 7th, and as you can see, we're testing guard break, JC. What's going on?
Yeah. So this time, instead of doing like specific hero changes, we went with a more system-wide change that we want to test. And so I'll give a bit of history on how, like, why we're picking this and where we're going. It's basically right now in For Honor we have a bit of a problem, right? So when you're outnumbered, it's very, very, very difficult to attack, to defend yourself if you're not very specific characters, right? So Jan Jung, for example, is really good at defending himself offensively, doing like Sifu stance into zone and all that sort of stuff. But we don't really want to give that to everybody. Clearly, like, we want to have people, have a bunch of the heroes that have uniqueness and differences between each other. So one way that we're tackling this is changing the way guard break vulnerability works when you're in recoveries, right? So right now, like I said, it's very difficult to attack when you're outnumbered because you can't reasonably attack generally most of the time because you can get guard broken in between attacks after you do finishers if you don't have a bunch of recovery cancels and stuff. So we really, really wanted to make sure that everybody can attack a lot more when they're outnumbered to make sure that the game is, again, more offensive. We've been pushing the game towards a more offensive state, or we're trying to encouraging people to attack, to press buttons, to get more engaged, and not just sit back and do nothing. That's one of the big things we're doing. And it's important to note too that this doesn't mean that you can't get interrupted in between attacks, right? You can still get hit by a light, by a heavy, by all sorts of stuff. It just means that normally guard breaks will not be able to hit you in between attacks and after your finishers. It makes it a little bit harder for your opponents to really interrupt you while you're in your chains when you're outnumbered.
So you can't guard break to interrupt chains normally.
Okay, so here's what they're saying. Most attack recoveries are now immune to guard break until the hero regains the ability to block.
Imagine that it would also...
All chained attacks are fully immune to guard break. Every bash that has a recovery of less than 716 milliseconds on misses now has a miss recovery to ensure the dodge will always beat bashes.
It's more like it's harder to get ganked with this because some ganks start with a guard break in between hits.
Okay, so most one of the more attack recoveries are now immune to guard break until the hero regains the ability to block.
And then you get a heavy, your ally gets a heavy onto your opponent, and that's already like...
So literally an attack recovery is now immune. But that's usually the way you get a guard break.
If you want to throw a heavy...
That's the thing. I don't think that's a good idea. I mean, no, I get what you want to do. You want to try to help people out who are stuck in the gank. But quite often the way guard breaks work is you take advantage of an attack recovery to guard break your opponent so that you can punish them. By taking away that ability... I don't agree with that. I do not agree with that.
So, most attack recoveries are now fully immune to guard break until your hero regains the ability to block. What this means is that on hit, on miss, and on block, you are fully invulnerable to guard break, which means that guard breaks will bounce off of you. So, like, let's say Josh throws an attack, I dodge, I get the guard break. If I hit the window before he's able to block, I'm going to guard break and I'm going to fail and kind of get pushed back a little bit, like we have in the game right now anyway. But that's like the big change here. Also, every single chained attack is now fully immune to guard break. Often enough, they had like 100 MS at the beginning, and depending on the attack, it was a little bit more that were immune to guard break. So now chain attacks are fully immune to guard break every time. We want to make sure that there's no holes in your offense there, right? That you can get a lucky guard break in between or whatever.
I'll go with that.
And then the last thing we did is that every single bash that had a recovery of less than 766 MS on miss now has 766 MS on miss recovery to ensure that all dodge attacks will always beat bashes. So that's to make sure that because you can't really side dodge into guard break anymore on anybody, on most heroes, there's some of the really much slower recovery attacks on miss still have some guard break recovery vulnerability because it created other types of issues. But in general, that's what's going to happen. And so at that timing, it means that the slowest dodge attacks are able to hit if you dodge at pretty much every timing, and you can hit and your attacks are going to land, so that's going to be really good. What's interesting here is that we've also added dodge attacks to Highlander right now. So
what?
You can do side dodge heavy.
Highlander?
Highlander has a dodge attack?
We're reusing the animation that he has from his Dodgeford heavy softings, so those work quite well, and it really helps Highlander defend himself against bashes. And the other change that we have in there...
Highlander doesn't need no dodge attack. The dude's already a beast.
Can now go into Sifu stance at the same timing as when you can block while he's in a recovery. So normally you could only go into Sifu stance at the very, very end after you regain your ability to dodge and everything. But now it's as soon as you can dodge out of something, you can go into Sifu stance. So that Janjung's actual bash punish in chains is to go into Sifu stance and do his own. So we've worked on that to make sure they worked well. From our testing, it worked quite well. Thought it was super interesting. And the last thing that's super important to note here is that this only applies to hit, block, and miss recoveries. It doesn't affect dodge cancels, full block stance cancels like on Aramusha and Conqueror that has now, Kyochin and whatever. So there is still that element here of risk when you're trying to use those cancels that you can still get broken. It's really only if you let your attack go and you keep chaining, or even if you don't chain but you don't cancel into anything else, that you will be fully immune to guard break. So don't go thinking that, oh yeah, I'm gonna, like a Conqueror is gonna do a bash, go into down stance, and I can't do anything about it. You can actually side dodge and guard break them and still get the guard break.
Okay. So what they're basically saying is that you can now, in this testing grounds, no longer guard break someone who just whiffs an attack. You dodge them and then try to guard break them.
The other thing to note is that we tested a couple different things, because this might seem to be a bit drastic to make everything guard break immune all the time.
Yeah.
But we did test a couple of other alternatives, and we wanted to show them to you just to make sure that like people understand why we made these choices, right?
Okay.
One of them is that we tried making recoveries guard break immune on everything except miss, right? Because at some point,
really?
We still wanted to see if we could keep side dodging to guard break on different bashes and stuff. The problem that we ended up having there is that in For Honor, an attack counts as a hit, block, or miss only on your main locked target and not on external targets. And so let's say I throw an attack at Josh is too far, and then there's somebody else on the side that my attack hits. My attack is considered to be a miss and not a hit, but it's not very clear, right? There's no indication in game or whatever that you actually hit or miss, because that would be a little bit too crazy. So because of those types of situations, it would count as a miss, and you could get guard broken in your recovery. And because we need to have that predictability of, oh yeah, I threw an attack, therefore I'm immune. But if I'm only immune in certain situations and not in others, and it's not super clear in what situations you are or not, that feels really, really bad. So we really standardized it to make sure that it was super clear that every time you're in a recovery, you can't get guard broken, and that's the end of it. And the other thing that we've also tried is to make, instead of making yourself guard break fully immune, we tried to make it so that you could tech them instead, right? So being able to tech a guard break while you're in recovery was still good. It's not a bad idea, but the problem is that it still interrupts your chains. If I'm throwing an attack and then somebody lands a guard break, regardless of if I can tech or not, if the guard break lands...
See, I agree with that part. The idea that they can't interrupt your chains now with guard break. I like that because that's annoying. But I feel like if a person does, like, say that Peacekeeper does a dodge attack and she misses, like I dodge her, I read her right, I should be able to punish that by saying guard break, now I'm going to hit you. I feel like that should be the... Or Shinobi. One of the only ways people can fight Shinobi now is anticipating when they're doing their dodge kick and then guard break them. Are you going to say I can't do that now?
Because, as I said, it does sound a bit drastic.
But it's a dodge. So I don't know.
See, JC, this is why the people love you. You come on here with all of your knowledge, you drop it, and...
Well, here's the thing. I don't know enough about this to be objective, so don't hear me saying that this is good or bad. It just surprises me. I'll try out the testing grounds and see if that works out or not. If not, then I'll say so. If yes, then I'll say so.
Yeah, there were several people in chat saying, like, hey, let's give it a test before we start writing.
Thank you.
Right, I'm not angry. I'm just surprised. That's all.
You're welcome, and I hope our viewers...
Now, my question is, are those testing ground changes to guard break that you talk about what the testing grounds will be about, or are you also adding the Conqueror and Shaolin to that?
I think why we're doing them as well.
I don't know, because they were just saying testing ground changes guard break. So I'm wondering, are the Shaolin and Conqueror changes going to be live, or are they just going to be in the testing ground?
Like usual, we're going to be monitoring a lot of feedback everywhere, on Reddit, on like all the usual places. So please leave your feedback. We're going to do our best to send the survey again this time and see where we go from there. But we're really, really looking forward to how this is going to pan out, because we feel that it's a big improvement to the offensiveness of the game and making sure that we can be a lot more offensive. So that's really, really cool.
I'm super excited to see how this guard break changes are going to be on the testing grounds, and also like those other things that you were talking about. This is why we have a testing ground, so we can test things out to see what works, see what doesn't, and then kind of make adjustments accordingly. So just to recap, everyone, we are having a testing grounds starting on June 30th through July 7th. That will go through the guard break changes. Also, we have some changes to like Highlander and all that fun stuff. So definitely get in there, get your.
They didn't mention Shaolin or Conk. Said it's just changes to guard break and possibly Highlander.
Talking amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
So
looks like Shaolin and Conk will be going live with these changes.
On today to talk about testing ground stuff and Warriors.
Well, Shaolin, I don't mind so much.
We'll be right back with the content of the week.
All right. Thanks.
All right, the wrap up. Let's do the wrap up and see what content is coming this week. What's chat saying?
We're curious about the dodge attacks.
What a show, everybody. We want to thank all of our guests who joined us on the Warriors Den today, and we hope you guys are excited as we are for Year 6, Season 2, Curse of the Scarab, starting on June 16th. Keep in mind, along with season launch, we're going to get that event, Justice of the Pharaohs, which will be live June 16th through July 7th. And we've got a new battle pass coming, as well as that super juicy Raider hero skin, Bullthorn the Cursed, that we saw. I am super excited for this. Yeah. It looks so good.
Yeah, I don't like I say this, but like I don't play Raider. Like it's not like my play style. But this skin, like come on, you can't like look at this and be like, nah.
And the Raider skin does look good. I'll give him that.
Absolutely.
I'll give him that.
With the axe, man. With that equipped, it's gonna be so good. And don't forget, we've got a new testing ground starting on June 30th, which will also go through July 7th. And let us not forget, everybody, stick around after the Warriors Den today so that we can check out the story so far for.
Would y'all like me to stay and review the story so far, or do y'all want to call it after this? Let me know in chat.
Menacide, but also Patricia Somerset, Estrella's voice actress, on that. It's all around just an awesome project, and we're really excited to show it to you guys. But before we get to that, we've got some content of the week. So Josh,
the content of the week is
players look forward to.
All right, so let's kick it off with a nice little paired emote. This is called Worthy or Not. You can pick it up in the store.
New paired emote?
From June 9th to June 16th for 10k steel. Are they going to get it?
Trying to pull Excalibur out of the stone. I like that. That's kind of funny.
We're going to need something a little bit more hefty to get that sorted out. But
that's kind of funny.
10k steel for that. And then also we have a unique execution close call.
Zhang Jun's execution came out.
Ooh, that almost took a little bit off.
Hey!
And that is actually available starting today. So
I like that.
For 7k steel.
I'll do, and now that it's finally out, I will do a full review of all 4 of the Hero Fest executions this season.
You'll be able to try the hero out for free if you don't have them. And then once you get your play in and you want to pick them up, you can just 33% off. Look at us looking out for you with the sales and stuff. You can log in, get 2 free symbols, and then also again the close call execution. You can pick that up for 7k steel, and that's available until June 9th.
What's chat saying? Do they want me to go over the story?
Get your steel pockets ready. Also, we have a Slayer challenge. Be the faction with the most takedowns performed. This goes until June 13th. And we also have an arcade quest, the March of the Jormungandr. This is available for Marching Fire owners. This rocks until June 16th.
All right.
So you can,
well, it looks like most everyone's saying stay for it, so we'll watch through it and I'll talk about it.
And your content of the week, there you go. There it is. Nice.
What a great show, right? There's so much stuff coming. I'm excited for it. Again, thank you to all of our guests today, for all the devs who showed up. To my number 1 quirked up white boy, JC.
What?
I hope that everyone's as hype as we are for the upcoming Year 6, Season 2 to start.
I could have sworn he said my favorite white boy.
Don't forget to follow the channel and follow us on @ForRunnerGame on Twitter. And
all right, well then we'll stay. We'll watch it and I'll tell you what I think of it and tell you if, and we'll decide here and now if I do my own version. How about that? Okay. That's what we'll do. All right, let's see it. All right, guys, let's watch this and I'll go through it with you guys.
Of Horgoth. Today, your new life in
Don't be surprised if I pause it, guys, because I'm going to pause it.
But before you are sent on your path, let me remind you of our shared history and of why we fight.
I feel like it should have been Griffin who was telling the story, but moving on.
It all began over 1,000 years ago.
Right. You're talking about the Cataclysm.
A great cataclysm destroyed the world as people knew it.
It did.
It was a miracle that anyone survived.
Yep.
3
Heroes
factions
coming next season, guys.
arrived on the
No, it's this season, just later in the
searching
season.
for a new beginning.
Okay, so that I don't think is entirely accurate. They're saying that heroes came from all over to look for a new beginning. According to what we understood, some of the heroes were already in the continent. It was the samurai who came from another land to here. According to the story mode, the Vikings and Knights already had some claim to this land, so it's not like everyone just came to Heath and were looking to start over. The Knights and Vikings were kind of already here, and the samurai eventually came over, so that's not quite accurate.
Legions of knights came from a once great empire. They settled in the southwest and called their lands Ashfells.
Okay.
Viking clans who hailed from the north sailed over and named their claimed territory Velkenheim, cold and unforgiving realm.
Right.
Yeah, they kind of drew the short end of the straw, didn't they?
The samurai who lost their home to the sea would find refuge.
Oh, they're saying they probably just arrived at different times.
Maybe.
Dangerous,
That's fair.
yet beautiful place. They survived where none dared to live.
Okay.
Resources were scarce. Everyone would try to stay alive in this shattered world, which of course would lead to war over its last shards. For a millennium, the factions fought for survival, for territories, for honor, for their people.
She said the line.
But over
She did,
time,
boys. She
the
said it.
world grew quieter. The factions stayed behind their borders, like cowards.
Hey, a good football game was on, guys.
Their people became weak. But one woman changed that. The first of us. The one who would start a new age. Apollyon.
Yeah, it's my girl.
Knowing of humanity's true nature, she and her Blackstone Legion would rekindle the flame of war once more by bringing each faction to their limits and freeing the wolves of this world.
Yeah, okay, so in this video, they don't go into what Apollyon did to try to start up the wars again. I will go into more detail on that, and one thing that I think is kind of funny is, even though the other factions were kind of tiring out, the Vikings were still raiding Ashfell land, so
even though she had fallen in her attempt, she still succeeded. Her sacrifice will never be forgotten. In time, an army of invaders marched into Heathmoor from the east.
Yep.
That would bring even more contenders to the battlefields. Emperor Gaolei.
Ooh, Crimson just dropped $5. From what I remember, the Knights were the original inhabitants of Asheville until the North started to migrate back into Valkenheim.
Probably.
They would finally set their sights on our lands.
Kinda wish we got to see more of that Emperor.
I know, right? I want to see more of that.
Cataclysm began to spread. All wished to be victorious in the war as quickly as possible, so they could ready themselves for what was to come. Even though they were once hated pariahs, the factions allied with powerful warriors of unchallenged ambition and talent. Their leaders would become known as the Harbingers.
Yep, that was the Harbinger year. Introduction of the 4 Harbinger heroes.
Year it was.
That was a good year.
The earth began shaking. Mount Ignis spat fire. And waves rose high and crushed those who dared to stand in their way.
Oh, and a giant fucking snake came out of the water, but
let's not bring that up.
Let's not talk about that.
In this chaos, I saw an opportunity and sent the remnants of the Blackstone Legion to Kiang Pass.
Look at this, you got all these Woolen warriors running out to fight him. Where are the Woolen warriors? Where are the minions? Where are the Woolen minions? Come on, guys.
Things grew complicated when Sundar, the Zhan Yu, used his secret weapon, the Arcanite Fire.
Translation, his meth cooking backfired.
But he failed, and now serves the Order as I see fit. After all the battles and disasters, came an abrupt and sudden silence. The earth went quiet, the waves lulled, and warriors would once again have their minds clouded by thoughts of peace.
Yeah, the medieval cracked.
They looked at the world.
Okay, alright, I'll say it again. I know this is Gabrielle, I know this is Gabriella, but when I first saw it, I thought it might be Ruth. I thought it was Ruth, the character that I created, but even Loopy told me in her comment section that it's Gabriella, so I'm sad that it's not Ruth, but whatever.
It's a bit ruthless.
Yeah, I wanted Ruth to get a special mention. She was real popular.
And so, the undeserving hypocrites began to take over once more. Resources were abundant. There was enough for everyone, so they said.
Except Stan, he doesn't get anything.
Stan gets nothing and likes it.
Of cowards who grew lazy.
That's what Polygon says. Astria is still kicking.
Eventually, 4 faction leaders, Lady Gabrielle, Ling the
Raven,
Tiandi,
we can believe it's all Ruth in our hearts.
Kensei
Ooh, Nick the Demon
Tadeo,
just dropped $5.
and
Still get irritated that we don't have a Shield and Axe Viking, such a missed opportunity.
Maybe later on.
But yeah, I would like to see it.
I still say it's Ruth. I want it to be Ruth so bad.
Is the Tiandi there pointing out her stone?
Ha!
Too many were convinced by the lies of peace. They would hold festivities called the Honor Games. Warriors would mock fight each other for nothing more than sport and entertainment.
Isn't that
it was
the
an insult
job,
to the
though?
great warriors of old.
Look, here's the thing. What she's saying here is that they would have mock battles to reenact old wars, and saying that it's an insult. Actually, no. Gladiators in history would reenact battles of Rome as an honor to the ancient warriors.
They would flood amphitheaters just so they could reenact naval battles.
Like, legitimately, this is fine. This was totally historically sound. Like,
yeah, she just don't like it.
She just don't like it.
Haters gonna hate.
Yep.
Would be of great use to us. While they entertained themselves, I sent my warmongers out into the world and traveled to distant lands to bring the truth to warriors like you. The ones who knew that there was more to life than growing old and being forgotten after death. When the knights held mock battles to celebrate Apollyon's fall in her own castle, I decided to put an end to these shameful festivities myself.
So, needless to say, the performance got bad reviews by Warlord.
Correct.
That had the audacity to set foot in it. With us, we brought a gift. The sacred stone of Horkos.
Yeah, they left out the fact that Astria felt compelled to do all this thanks to seeing visions of the god Horkos telling her.
spread across the land.
Yeah, well, she might actually have to fess up that the god Horkos is actually
After
escaping.
the Great Purge,
Tell me that
we
ain't
established our order. A continent-wide regime with the closest allies ruling over their respective factions.
Know what she said there, though, guys? That she wanted to establish a regime, her own rule. And she placed her closest allies in control of those respected areas. So, guys, look, remember my theory when I was talking about Apollyon versus Astria? It holds true. She wasn't just trying to spark up a new war. She was trying to install a regime, install a tyranny.
And lands. Yato, the White Ghost, was in command of our stronghold in the Mire. Gretar, the Blue Serpent, led the Vikings. And Erzsebet, the Carmine Queen, would watch over a great forge in Ashfeld with the assistance of Fuhuo, the Violet Flame. The new world we long craved was about to become reality. But even after our victory, there yet remained warriors who opposed us.
All the Orochis, apparently.
These people worked together and staged a rebellion. The first of them was an Aramusha named Gomon, who dared challenge us.
Oh, Gomon, that kind of makes sense. Gomon is the name of an actual fabled samurai who killed oppressive rulers, so that makes sense.
During an attack on Yato's fortress, Gomon and his rebels freed a black...
And it wouldn't be Yato, it's Yato, Japanese pronunciation. The A in Japanese is not pronounced A, it's A.
Yeah, well,
Yato, Sakura.
Well, I think Astria is a bit like the Valkyrie in that she doesn't speak Japanese.
Provided all factions with tools and weapons as means of payment. We attempted to recruit her, but she was too stubborn. She refused, and instead assisted the rebellion. With her help, the rebels made use of what our order calls Draconite. This blacksmith forged weapons with it, in its purest form. Many among them, including powerful scythes. With these, the rebels were able to push us out and claim some land once again.
You're just gonna leave it there? You worked so hard to make it.
Yeah, you worked so hard to make that, and you're just gonna leave it there? Come on, it's mean.
But even after these losses, the rebellion still posed no real threat to us.
Until a young Jedi from an unknown planet.
Anyway, this seems lifted from somewhere.
Holden Cross, or Griffin, as he calls it.
I'm gonna lie, that's a good look for Griffin.
Came back from his long travels as a mercenary. He is a former member of the Blackstone Legion, and above all, a traitor to Apollyon.
If you want to hear more about Holden Cross and how he became Griffin, look at my video from Holden to Griffin.
Are you holding out on us?
Under the Griffin's wings, the rebels united and became a powerful force. The Chimera Alliance. Many of them are wolves.
They're saying Lupercal.
Misguided
Lupercal.
promises and appalling
Holden
beliefs.
Cross.
The day came when our armies would face each other. The Battle of the Eclipse. Tens of thousands of warriors on each side fought without break. Weeks of fighting, filled with glory and pain, honor and death. A momentous battle. One I will forever remember.
But no, I'm not going to tell you.
We're not going to tell you how it ended.
Years after the battle.
So to explain, she didn't say it, so I'll explain. According to the lore that I've looked up, Horkos won the battle, but it was a Pyrrhic victory. In other words, they won, but they had critical losses. So it's not like they could celebrate it. It's not like they can go, yeah, we won, we totally kicked their butt. They lost severely. So now both sides have to go and restock their forces. And they don't explain how Astria won or how Holden lost or what really happened. That's why I filled in the blank with what happened with Daubeny. And there's evidence to what I talked about here.
We slowly regained strength and filled our ranks by inviting many warriors, like you, to the masquerades. Unfortunately, many others were also
there's a question here. Do you think that Astria is a good character, regardless of that she's not quite what Apollyon was?
Oh, she's a good character. She's a good character. She's just not Apollyon.
By fighting and proving their worth. These sheep held a banquet hosted by the greatest coward in history.
Here's something I find funny. Look at this. Doesn't that look like a warmonger?
I guess some warmongers defected.
I mean, could be.
It's a war.
Hervis Daubeny, another despicable betrayer.
Okay, so she gets real angry when talking about Daubeny, and I said this at the beginning of the video. It's very funny to me that she gets so angry about Daubeny since she has no real connection to him. So it's my opinion that when writing this, they might have taken from my video on Hervis Daubeny. Like, because I made a video about Hervis Daubeny where I said he was instrumental in saving Holden during the battle. And maybe that's...
I believe they say that is how it is done, I might be mistaken.
Correct.
Alas, the time for celebrations with
Alright, now we're going into Kyoshin.
Struck Heathmore. We heard of a secret water source in the Mire and sent warriors there to secure it.
You're saying Daubeny was dumped her.
Ha! Daubeny dumped her. I like that.
Wouldn't that be the greatest? Like, that's the reason he left the Blackstone Legions. Like, not because he's a coward. Just like, I ain't doing that. No.
Were most surprised.
Well, no, but Astria wouldn't have been alive at that point. No, she would have been. Never mind.
In this temple, they met the Kyoshin, fighters who held no allegiance to anyone but the balance of nature itself. After their temple was destroyed, some even picked sides in this war.
Okay.
When all thought the drought would never end.
I genuinely wanted them to show Aran the Highlander here when I told his story about how he helped do this. And they do show a Highlander, but it's not Aran's design, so I don't know.
And in their eyes,
also, he's got a
gods finally
yeah.
listened.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's just something I would have liked.
Through the drought's heat, the glaciers of Velgenheim melted. Water flooded the lands. The powerful storm was approaching. A great tempest. Many of you lost homes and loved ones to the currents, whirlwinds, and landslides.
Yeah, like they needed a reminder of the things they lost. Thanks, Astria.
Here you are still.
It's like, hey, that's hurtful.
Strongest
Bring that up.
and bravest.
Well, in fact, Peacekeeper's just waving them goodbye. she could save a few, but no. She's one.
Many warriors found themselves lost and alone. Winter set in, and countless used it as a time of respite.
Alright, so we got all these characters hugging, you know, we're all happy to see each other.
I like the Aramusha has put himself as just like sort of the sidekick for that Shugoki.
Only briefly.
And I see, and that's cute. And Orochi and his wife, it looks like. I still would have liked a Warden and Nobushi there, but you know, we can't all have what we like.
Had earned theirs.
Oh, what's this? Joshua Chavez dropped $10. What do you think of these testing ground changes, Raven?
I'll talk about those at the end.
Alright, but thanks for the $10.
Thanks for the $10. Really appreciate it. We'll talk about that in a minute.
She is not one of us. I will recognize that she is an outstanding warrior. I once fought alongside her many years ago. If she won't join our cause, then I know she and her fellow pirates will make for worthy foes.
Okay.
It is time. Venture out into the world. Spread the truth and save this world from peace. In this, you will find glory.
Okay, and that's it, I think. All right, I think that is officially it, unless there's something at the end here.
No, I think that's it. All right, now you can give your opinion on the testing ground changes.
All right, so testing ground changes and my thoughts on them. So first of all, like I said, I'm not an aficionado on the mechanics of the game. I know more about culture, storytelling, and stuff like that. But here are my thoughts. First of all, I want to know if the Conqueror and Shaolin changes they said are going to be in the testing grounds or if they're going to be live. They weren't very clear about that. If they're live, okay, I'm not going to talk about them. But if they're in the testing grounds, I'm going to say this. Shaolin looks great. I think what they did to him is fine. Conqueror, on the other hand, I feel like a lot of it is good. There are things there that I like, but some of it I feel is way too strong. For example, he doesn't lose any stamina on his all guard, even when he blocks attacks. Even Black Prior loses stamina if he blocks attacks in his all guard, so I don't like that at all. I also don't like the fact that I don't know how he was doing it. How was he doing infinite chain unblockables? Was that can he just do infinite heavy chains with unblockables on each one? I don't like that. I don't like that at all, especially considering he can feint out of them. That is going to be another 50-50 that people have to worry about. I would remove that post-haste. Everything else I think is fine. As for the guard break thing, look, I don't know. I don't know how to react to that. On the one hand, yeah, I can understand how that could be usable in a gank situation where you're outnumbered 3-1 and you can't attack because you have to play purely defensive, and you can't even risk attacking the enemy because if you miss the attack, they'll just guard break you and waste you. I can understand why they'd want to fix that, but what about if it's a 1v1 situation and you're trying to punish a shinobi? Because a lot of shinobi's attacks rely on that dodge kick. What if you dodge their kick and try to guard break them? Can you no longer punish them on that? What about, say, I don't know. I guess maybe, I don't know. I don't know how to call it. I want to see how it plays out. I want to see how it goes in the testing ground changes. If it's great, I'll talk about it. I'll say, hey, this felt really good. It felt fresh. It felt like I wasn't pressured as much. But if it's bad, I'm going to say that too. I'm going to say I felt like I couldn't punish anyone on anything, you know? So we'll have to just see what it'll be, what it'll feel like. I say this a lot. Y'all need to jump into it and decide for yourselves. Don't just hear me or Marco or Slanderous or Eskimo Pie tell you how to think about it. Just literally just go in and play it yourself. See what you think of it. See how you feel about it. And decide for yourselves. Because I really feel like if you take too much... This is something I learned early on. If you take too much of your thoughts on a game from other people, then you're not going to get a full experience of the game. The reason I made my channel in the first place was I got tired of hearing the same negative feedback constantly. People saying, oh, game bad, game dead, game dumb. So instead of agreeing with them blindly, I decided to play the game myself, get my own opinions on it, and formulate my own thoughts. Y'all should do the same. I'm not saying form your own content channels. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, I mean, you can, absolutely. But my point is, I'm glad to give you my thoughts, but I want y'all to do it yourselves, you know? Try the testing grounds. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you like it. Tell me in a comment. Say, hey, I tried the testing ground changes. I think they're great. Or I tried the testing ground changes. I think they need work. And I'll discuss it with you. I'll tell you my experiences. I'll tell you if I agree, absolutely. But don't treat me as like your prophet, you know? I don't want to be that. As for everything else, the Egyptian stuff looks phenomenal. The battle pass weapons and mask outfit look great. The battle pass execution looks great. All of that looks phenomenal. The new map design and new game mode, the Pharaoh's Curse, or the Justice of the Pharaohs. The map looks cool. I like the raining frogs in the Sea of Blood. That's a definite tie to the Egyptian plagues that Moses brought. But the game mode itself is lackluster. To me, the idea of a no minion zone and it's just a capture point is a cool idea. I like that idea. But that's more of a testing ground test. Like to say, could this be a cool new way of doing Dominion? That should have been what this is. Because there's no reference to it being Pharaohs or Egyptian at all. So I'm kind of like, I wanted to see that changed. The new Raider skin looks sick. That looks really cool. I'll definitely get it and tell you what I think. And just like I did with Ramiel, I will do a video when all of his story comes out to talk about what I think about his story. And I'm so sorry to say that I wish that Ruth or any of my other characters had gotten a brief mention in the lore breakdown. But don't you worry none, folks. Don't you worry none. I will take that with a grain of salt and move on with it. Now, a question that I want to ask you guys, and since we're about to wrap up the video, I'll let y'all either answer in chat or answer in the comments. Would you like me to do kind of what that video did and give a breakdown of the lore from beginning to now in my own way? And how I might do it is I might do it in a series of videos. Like, I might break it down by For Honor age. Like, this is what happened in this age of Heathmore. This is what happened in this age of Heathmore. This is what happened in this age of Heathmore. Or would you rather me not just do that? We've got our video, and she did a really good job. Like, genuinely, Loopy did a fantastic job. The voice acting was great. The art was beautiful. And even though it wasn't as detailed, it was still really cool. So I like what they did. Do you think we should just leave it as that and run with it? Or would you like me to do my own? Because I can't do art like that. I can't do that.
They're coming in yes on that one. So, yeah, they want series time.
Wow.
New series. All right.
All right, well, okay. Look. Oh, wait, no, one said no. Steve Blake said no.
Well, Steve Blake didn't have to watch it.
All right. Yes, and add your characters.
Actually, it would kind of be nice to be like, since you've had all these legends, like put them in like the give the chronological order of how they fit into the story overall.
That could be interesting. Steve Blake is saying, "Don't do it." Okay.
Don't do it, James.
And Stepbro says no.
Yeah, well, I think we got more people saying yes.
Raven, watched the season trailer. I did. Hey Raven, I've loved the game since Blackfire, and I wanted to thank you and my friends for getting me to want to create my own Legends videos for my channel. Thanks, Raven. No problem, guys. Now people are saying yeah. More people are saying yeah. Look at the cover art as a preview of the new hero. Look at the cover art.
Josh Chavez dropped another $5 saying, "Yes, I love your story/lore videos. That's the main reason I watch you."
Thank you. Well, it looks like most everyone is saying yes. So what I'll do sometime is I'll sit down and really think about how I would do it. Money in the chat. But anyway, I just want to say that for this Testing Grounds, I felt like we got nothing. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It feels like they're just making a major gameplay change rather than character changes, and I was kind of hoping for more character changes.
Well, the thing is, like the battle pass stuff looks good, but I feel like the event is a little lackluster. I like the theme overall, but I feel like considering like how long we've been waiting for Egyptian stuff, I'm hoping that they're saving like the really good Egyptian stuff for when the new hero comes out. But I think they could have done a little bit more here.
Okay, so everyone's saying that they've released a longer season trailer. So let's take a look at that, okay? Here we go.
In a far corner of the world, legends speak of a bracelet passed down from one pharaoh to the next.
That would be Egypt,
It was said the bracelet could restore life, erased from history, faded from memory. Now, I have found it. With the bracelet, I bring glory to Valkenheim once more.
Whoa! Oh, the sea did turn to blood. The water did turn to blood, so this is a definite reference to the river turning to blood in the Nile, okay. Oh!
Death made manifest.
Whoa! He's an undead warrior.
We're on her now, boys.
There is no glory here. No victory. What have I unleashed?
Oh, that is so cool. Oh, wait, there's more.
It's the new hero. he just got teased.
That is sick. That is sick. Okay.
He pulled a reverse Kratos.
That is really awesome. That is really, really awesome. Now let's take another look at that shadow of the hero. All right, something I notice here. Notice the shadow itself. The weapon is not straight like you would expect a staff to be. It looks broken. So
I think that might just be like the shadow effect.
Maybe. Let's keep going.
Yeah, no, that's his arm holding part of it.
Okay, maybe. Okay, that's his arm holding part. So maybe it is a staff.
But it looks like there's an axe blade on each side.
So okay, there are two options here. Either it's a dual-bladed staff, which means that there's a blade on both sides, or it is dual-wielding. He's dual-wielding two of them.
I think more towards double-headed staff.
That's what I'm thinking. I think it's probably a double-headed staff, but...
Time to go Darth Maul.
But it's definitely male. I'm going to put money on it being male, because they released a pirate who was gender-locked female. I think this is going to be gender-locked male, and then at the end of the year, when we get our second hero of the year, it'll be gender-locked female. That's my prediction. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that looks really sick. Okay, so I'll definitely be talking more about that kind of stuff. It looks awesome. Anyway. In the flashback images, there is a clear image from the new hero. In the flashback images, what are you talking about? Let's see. Whoa! I just saw it. Back up a little. Here, let's increase size, slow it down. Let's slow it down big time. Whoa, okay, went too far. Back it up again. There we go. All right.
It's double-bladed.
That is a double-bladed staff, boys. That is a double-bladed staff.
Double-bladed Crescent Axe.
That is a double-bladed Crescent fan staff. I will look up the actual Egyptian name for it. But, oh my gosh. I can already see, like, some nods. Like, for example, it looks like he's wearing a, mid-belted tunic here. There looks like some kind of shoulder protector up here, so there possibly some kind of chest protection. And this looks like your typical Pharaoh's crown, very stereotypical Pharaoh crown. So this looks like a Darth Maul style character.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, this looks really crazy.
Sure.
And it looks like he's the one who brought the plagues down.
Well, there's so much stuff.
All right, that's really sick. Watch it one more time.
Manifest.
Oh, did you notice that? So Peacekeeper literally jumped him and rolled down like she killed him. He got back up and slaughtered her. What?
There is no glory here. No victory. What have I unleashed?
You know what? Honestly, the way they should have done this new seasonal game mode is have it that he's like a breach commander. He's kind of like, you know what? They should have done this game mode for Ramiel. This would have made much more sense, because notice how Ramiel, even though you kill him, he'll always come back. Yeah. That would have made more sense for this season.
Yeah.
That would have been a much better idea for this season. Man.
And what if you kill him like the curse goes to you?
Ooh, if you kill him, if you do manage to kill him, the curse goes to you, and you're unkillable for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, that would be, that'd
be kind of interesting.
Look at a spitballing coming up with better game ideas.
Anyway, wow, that's pretty crazy.
Indeed.
Well, anyway, guys, yeah, we've lost about half of our viewers as of now, so we'll go ahead and start to call it here. Thank you guys ever so much for watching this stream. I had probably more viewers on this stream than I've had in any other. So I hope y'all are as excited as I am. I'm gonna give more thought to how I approach how I'm gonna do a lore video series. It's not gonna happen anytime soon. I need to think about this. I really need to plan that out. Also, expect either later today or tomorrow I'll be releasing a video summarizing this whole thing, summarizing what they've said, and summarizing the trailer, and give you my brief thoughts on it. It'll be short, so that way people who don't have time to watch the full stream can come and see that. And I will also be releasing a new video pretty soon. Also, Lark's Hyuga video will be coming out later today. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm about to head out. And, again, y'all have been awesome. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Look forward to the new videos coming out. I don't know how to end these things, so I will see you in my next video. Take care.